survival depends on it.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Aaron Walker here from the all-new Giant Used Car Outlet at Naples Nissan. Our big Memorial Day sale starts now. Finally, you can test drive hundreds of previously loved cars, trucks, and SUVs all in one spot. Toyota, Ford, Chevy, Mazda, you name it, we got it. And hey, what's the best part about outlet shopping? That's right, you save tons of money. Over 300 vehicles, wholesale priced, and all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. That's a warranty that lasts forever, and that's accepted anywhere in the USA. We've got at least 100 cars you could drive home right now for less than $200 a month. Need financing? We got you covered there too. Come see us at the all-new Giant Used Car Outlet at Naples Nissan, right here on Pine Ridge Road. That's exit 107 off I-75 or visit naplesnissan.com. But hurry, sale ends on Memorial Day. All offers with approved credit.
Dell Technologies has special business savings right now to help you office everywhere and stay productive. Save up to 45% on desktops, laptops, and do-it-all servers with Intel Core processors. Upgrade to new modern devices with Windows 10 and save on essential electronics. All with free shipping on everything and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call 877-ASK-DELL for a Dell Technologies advisor who can help you find the right tech. That's 877-ASK-DELL or visit Dell.com/smallbusinessdeals.
I've always wanted to learn another language, so I decided to give Babbel a try, and I really like the teaching method of the app. I started with the beginner lesson on Babbel, and soon you're putting words into a conversation. Each lesson takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and they're all really different, which keeps things interesting. I can't wait to use my Spanish skills in real life. Dos cervezas, por favor.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com or download the Babbel app. That's BABBEL.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Oh, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so happy that you are joining us today. What a great day. 239-479-5592. That is the phone number and the text line, the Tri-Town Construction Talkin' text line. You want to watch, you want to look at our smiling faces, you can always watch streaming live each and every day on YouTube. Just go to Drew Steele Radio, Steele with three E's, three E's, right? This is the way you're supposed to do it. If you're watching on YouTube, I noticed that more and more people, back in the day, old school, you would do three, hold on, Jake wants to show you as well. Hold on a second. Back in the old school days, right, you would go like this to do three, right? You would go like that, and that's three. But now this is three, right? And Jake, go ahead, show me. That's three, yeah. So for some reason, I see more and more people doing this, which seems a lot easier. Is that a millennial thing? What is that? You don't know. Okay, let me tell you why I'm so happy today.
We get too much credit.
Because first of all, just in case you're wondering what day it is, Jake, this is our big announcement. Jake, today's day is what day of the week?
It's a good question.
He doesn't know. Come on, help me out here. Go.
Hang on a second.
Come on.
Click my calendar.
No, Google. All right, just stop. No, you can't Google cheat. Don't do that kind of stuff.
It's the third Monday of the week.
All right. And the other thing, too, is this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. So Jake said because it's a holiday weekend, and he just found out yesterday when I brought it up and realized it, that he has decided to do something for me that I kind of joked around about, and he said he would do it. And then he brought it up this morning. And I'm as the kids say, stoked. Did the kids say stoked still?
Really calling me out now, huh?
So now there's no choice. Yes. And before we get to that announcement of what Jake's going to do that's making me so happy this morning, Susan Rice memo declassified. What does it mean? Why is it important? Well, it's important because basically Susan Rice is a liar, and I even have audio proof coming up to show you that she's just lying. She's lied to people in the news. An interview from 3 years ago proving that she lied about this situation. Barack Obama is president of the United States. Denying, just like everybody else, knowing anything about Mike Flynn being investigated, and we're starting to realize that there are people that aren't exactly honest in the previous administration. But what does that mean when it comes to accountability? Okay, so let me do the threes: accountability, indictments, or convictions. Anything like that. Well, I'm going to explain a little bit about that because I'm starting to feel like that's not going to happen, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, and I'll explain. And also, Joe Biden's got a little bit of... Joe Biden back in the news.
Not a joke.
That's right, because, it's...
We choose truth over facts.
We're going to get to what Joe Biden's Quid Pro Joe is back. Some audio released yesterday. Still, I hesitate to play the audio only because... nobody has actually confirmed that it's for sure. It's Biden in this conversation with the Ukraine leader Poroshenko at the time and the Quid Pro Joe that was going on. So there's that story as well. We're going to get to all of this coming up. But first, let me just hit this. All right, Jake, tell everybody. You said this. I just brought it up. You said it. So go ahead. You've been on the screen the whole time, by the way. I'm so sorry. I should have taken you off the screen.
It's all right. Okay. I'm just picking my nose.
Were you doing that?
Yeah.
I wasn't even looking. Oh, man. All right. Go ahead. Tell everybody what you're thinking about doing. Be honest.
Party in the front, party in the back.
Just tell them. There's a lot of people that don't understand. Just
Everyone understands
Just say it.
I'm going to get me a nice skin fade mullet.
Yes! You're going to get a mullet. That's the new thing. That's the trend. Everybody's getting a mullet now.
I'm going to make it look like a 2020 millennial mullet.
Yes, mullets are back. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm hearing a little bit of I heard a couple of people talking about how there's a thing about mullets right now, and I don't know. Please, would you do that for me?
Should I do some frosted tips?
Would
like
you?
Blonde?
I don't care. The rest, all I want to do is see the mullet. I want to see Jake the millennial with a mullet, the millennial mullet.
I need someone who can do it, who's done a mullet before.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem you have right now is not the fact that you're going to get a mullet. The fact is you can't find anybody, unless you want to wait 5 hours for a mullet cut.
Yeah, I don't know.
Although who's going to do, who even knows how to style a mullet?
I have a good barber, but he lives 2 hours away.
All right, well, let's do this. Let's have a discussion in the next couple of days, and maybe when we get back after the weekend, maybe we'll display the coif. How's that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to more important things. 239-479-5592. I love it. The millennial mullet. Susan Rice is a liar. She just flat out lies. And so do a lot of other people. Look, you can lie all you want when you're not under oath. You can lie all you want when you know that you're speaking with individuals who back what you are about to say. Susan Rice, the acting DNI, Rick Grinnell, has been incredible. The DNI, the Director of National Intelligence, who has been declassifying all the paperwork that the president has asked for. Please declassify all this information. You have the permission. Let's get it out. Let's get it to the Attorney General. Let's have everybody see what's going on. Put it on full display. And Rick Grinnell has been doing that. And it's like drinking water out of a fire hose. It's like, you got to slow down, Rick. There's too much information coming now. As of yesterday, the classification of a hidden paragraph of the Susan Rice memo was released. And there were people that were talking about how Susan Rice knew that the conversation on January 5th with the president, Susan Rice, talking about National Security Advisor Michael Flynn coming in to office with FBI Director James Comey at the time. And we come to find out that there was a conversation about Mike Flynn. There was a conversation about not giving him sensitive information, passing it off related to Russia to Flynn, any kind of information, holding it back. Director Comey affirmed that he's proceeding by the book as it relates to law enforcement. Comey said he does have some concerns that incoming NSA Flynn is speaking frequently with Russian Ambassador Kislyak. Comey said that could be an issue as it relates to sharing sensitive information. President Obama asked if Comey was saying that the NSC should not pass sensitive information related to Russia to Flynn. Comey replied, potentially. He added that this has no indication thus far that Flynn has passed classified information to Kislyak, but he noted that, quote, the level of communication is unusual. Now, a couple of things you need to know. If you're listening and saying, I don't understand, Drew, why is this even important? You have to remember that before January 5th, the conversation that was already out there with Mike Flynn, the FBI already knew there was nothing to see here. There was no case. He wasn't lying to the FBI. There was nothing going on. And then all of a sudden, we bring it back. All of a sudden, there are charges against Mike Flynn. January 5th, we're told there was no conversation in the White House, nothing with regard to Mike Flynn directly about him. And we come to find out that Susan Rice is a liar. Because both President Obama and Susan Rice both said on numerous occasions they were unaware of any kind of investigation into Mike Flynn. And they have said that on numerous occasions. And Susan Rice sent a letter to herself, like letter to self, to basically a CYA letter, just to put it all out there just in case. Just in case what? Well, again, you have to say, all right, is there any evidence to show that we've known about this for a long time? Is there any evidence to show that Susan Rice knew all along? She wasn't right all along. Let's make that correct. She wasn't right all along. She knew all along. There's a big difference. You're right all along. She's not. Is there any evidence to show that after seeing this, that she lied about having any kind of clue or any kind of idea? Because remember, the narrative was they didn't know. They didn't know of any information that was out there, investigations into Flynn. She didn't know. Well, now, look at this. The interwebs are such an interesting place. You can't hide from the internet. You can't hide from social media. You just can't hide anymore. There's a lot of cameras all over the place. Have you noticed that? You can't walk down the street without a camera. If you walk by a neighbor's house, just be guaranteed that somebody's looking at you. There's cameras all over the place. Can you imagine if, I know I'm getting off on a tangent, but I'll even ask Jake. Can you imagine if you were a founding father and you were thinking about this beautiful nation, that this experiment in democracy and this constitutional republic we are putting together, and somebody said, 250 years from now, there's going to be cameras at your door. Like your doorbell's going to have a camera. The first thing they would say is, what's a doorbell? And then the second thing they would say is, wait a minute, when I walk up to somebody's door, they're going to see me without actually being at the door? You ever think about those kind of things?
I think they'd be more freaked out by the fact that I could FaceTime with someone in Paris and look at each other. That's
all the technology that we have, and you just, okay, I'm sorry, I just wanted to bring you in on that. 2017, Susan Rice is sitting with PBS NewsHour and Woodruff. I forgot her first name. Somebody will text me and tell me. PBS NewsHour. And she was asked this very question. Okay, I'm looking at Judy Woodruff. There it is. Okay. This is in April 2017. Remember the phone call that we're talking about, the Susan Rice, the phone call, the exchange, is January 5th, 2017. January 5th, 2017, this is when Obama and Susan Rice, they're all sitting down. It's after the election, right? This is where she acknowledges that there is a memo that is here now that is out that she wrote on January 20th to herself, kind of a CYA letter about the January 5th meeting, to say that the president asked if Comey was saying that the NSC should not pass sensitive information related to Russia to Michael Flynn. So Michael Flynn was the conversation, right? But all along, she's been saying, I don't know anything about it. So you've got 5 months later, the interview is in April with Judy Woodruff. All right, here we go. Susan Rice being asked a question because Devin Nunes, remember, it was Devin Nunes who brought up the information He had the disclosure about the Obama administration that was conducting incidental surveillance and unmasking of Trump officials. He brought that up. Everybody was like, oh, we were all, what? And of course, the media was like, oh, nothing to see here. All we have to do is go to the source. We can find out who's telling the truth and who's not. All right, so Devin Nunes on March 22nd had all that information out. Susan Rice sits down in April, and she sits down with Judy Woodruff at PBS NewsHour, and she asked a question.
We've been following a disclosure by the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Devin Nunes, that in essence, during the final days of the Obama administration, during the transition after President Trump had been elected, that he and the people around him may have been caught up in surveillance of foreign individuals and that their identities may have been disclosed. Do you know anything about this?
I know nothing about this. I was surprised to see reports from Chairman Nunes on that count today.
Yeah, she was surprised. She didn't know anything about it. Well, now we know that she lies. That was a flat-out lie, especially considering that on January 20th of that same year, she sent herself a CYA letter to make sure that everybody understood and it was out there about what this conversation was about. And here is the point, and the bottom line in all of this, because there's a Joe Biden element in this that's coming up too, as far as lies, as far as what we can expect out of an investigation with Susan Rice or Joe Biden or Barack Obama or anybody else, and it's this. We are getting flooded right now with information, absolutely flooded with information that is showing, without a shadow of a doubt, like the evidence to prove that some shady business was going on with the Obama administration. That even though Joe Pienka and Peter Strzok, who interviewed Mike Flynn December 29th in that interview, even though we know that after that interview that there was nothing to see here, that there was no lying to the FBI, and that the case was going to be just dropped, forget about it, and then all of a sudden it's Peter Strzok comes along and says, no, we got to keep it going. And next thing you know it, a couple of months later, we have a Mueller investigation and all of the new information that is coming up about what Barack Obama knew or did not know. And some of the information that we're finding out about the former president and how people are starting to speculate a little bit about, what he did know and the conversations about unmasking and how many people have been saying there was no masking of Mike Flynn to begin with. We talked about it yesterday. There were no unmasking requests after the phone call with his counterpart in Russia. So that would lead you to believe, leading all the way up until after January 4th, why were there no unmaskings? Because he was never masked to begin with. Because there was never an investigation taking place. Nothing was happening as far as an investigation for his name to be masked. Does that make sense? In other words, if there was some kind of investigation happening, you might... a FISA request, a criminal investigation, you would mask his name if there was an investigation going on. Unless there was an investigation happening, which there was not, which means his name was never masked. It didn't need to be because there was no investigation happening. Well, okay, Drew, so what's the big deal? So what are you trying to say? Well, then that means that if we were able to find out that a conversation was happening with his counterpart in Russia, Kislyak, and he was having a conversation with Mike Flynn, that means that somebody had to say in some way, shape, or form, either Comey himself did it without Barack Obama's go-ahead, or the former president of the United States gave the go-ahead to find that phone call, to scoop that phone call. Do you see? Not because there was an investigation and all, and because Russians are always being checked out, and Russian information is always being scooped up. We're always surveilling Russians. They're surveilling us. That's what we do. And it was just Michael Flynn, just incidentally, all of a sudden, oops, look at this. I got Mike Flynn's name here. No. There was no incidental taking of Kislyak's phone call because there was no investigation into Mike Flynn to begin with. There wasn't one happening. So if there wasn't one happening, then how in the world did his name come up? How in the world did his name get unmasked? Or because it was never masked to begin with. Because somebody decided to find that call itself. And that was easy to do. That was easy to do because there was at the time only one phone call that was being made from a Russian diplomat to an American citizen who was in the Dominican Republic. I know it gets confusing, but Mike Flynn was in the Dominican Republic at the time. If you wanted to find a phone call from a Russian to Mike Flynn directly, from Kislyak to Mike Flynn directly, it's easy to do, everybody. All you had to do was find the one phone call that was made to the Dominican Republic, because I'm sure that Russian diplomats are not calling the Dominican Republic very often. Dare I say never, unless there's somebody there that you know is there and that connection is being made. Then you can make the point to go out and go find that phone call. Then it's easy. You just find that one call. But somebody has to give the directive, not because there was an investigation, but because somebody said to go get it. Now, is that all criminal? Is that something that's going to come back to the President of the United States, Barack Obama at the time, or Joe Biden, or anybody else to find an indictment or any kind of criminal investigation? And the answer to that, unfortunately, is probably not. So all this may be, at the end of the day, is a lot of information that is coming out. A lot of information that you're getting a chance to see, that the world is getting a chance to see, that will be on the record forever, that all of this that is coming out will be on the record, so that in the future, if somebody wants to say or claim or look at Joe Biden, Barack Obama, or anybody else as the best days of our lives, I think that's the theme song from... Sorry, that was... Then they won't do that because they will be called out for the corrupt administration that they were. And that may be the best we get, everybody. Hate to say it. All right. Traffic. You got it? Sabrina Katz.
Traffic slowing in Bonita on Bonita Beach Road heading eastbound towards Village Walk Circle, only for about a quarter mile. Traffic is up to speed in Estero on Estero Parkway as well as Corkscrew. However, in Fort Myers, Alico a bit congested as you're getting off of the interstate heading east towards Ben Hill. A slight delay south on 41 south of Michael G. Rip. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Halfway through the week for your Wednesday, 90 degrees for the high. With all the humidity, it's going to feel like 95 to 100. Good amount of sunshine with some clouds mixing in, with just a few limited areas of rain the more south that you get. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Gulf Shore Business Magazine, online at gulfshorebusiness.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Wall Street closing in negative territory Tuesday. The Dow falling about 390 points, the S&P off 31, the Nasdaq down by 50. Some hope for airlines in this pandemic. Southwest Airlines says new bookings have outpaced cancellations so far for May. United Airlines also seeing less cancellations and a, quote, moderate improvement
Matthew
in
Whitaker,
demand for flights through
the
June.
former acting Attorney General of the United States, who has a fantastic new book out, and today
Johnson
is
Johnson
the
will
day
still sell
above
a
the law,
cornstarch-based
the
version
inside
of its
story of how the
baby powder
Justice
in the
Department
US and
tried to
Canada.
subvert
J&J has
President
numerous
Trump,
lawsuits
and
claiming that its
he is
talcum
joining
powder
us
was
right now on
responsible
Daybreak
for cancer in
92.5
some
Fox
women
News.
who
Sir,
used
it's
it for
Drew
years.
Steele.
The
How
company
are you
has
today?
repeatedly denied the accusations and continues to stand by the safety of its talcum baby powder. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
The big media is at war with President Trump. Now, Newsmax TV reveals the media's dangerous agenda. Watch Newsmax TV and see shows with Chris Salcedo, Sean Spicer, and Greg Kelly as they expose the fake news. Newsmax TV is America's fastest-growing cable channel on DirecTV, Xfinity, Dish, Spectrum, Optimum, Cox, Fios, Uverse, Suddenlink, Mediacom, Wow, Armstrong, CenturyLink, and more. Just check your channel guide. Everyone is talking about Newsmax TV, so watch it today.
I'm a
attorney Matt Morgan with an important message. If you wait too long after your injury to call us, you may have no case, and that's money gone forever. Our team is fully enabled with video conferencing and a digital sign-up process to represent you from the comfort of your home, wherever you are, whenever you need. During these difficult times, we are working overtime to make sure that we're there for you. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Injured? Dial Pound Law on your cell. Pound Law, that's all.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
Your local 1-hour air conditioning and heating team is open and ready to serve you. AC isn't a luxury, but rather is essential to your life. Give our team a call at 844-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. My friends Chad and Daniel at Jackson Pools, they are the best. Look, you know what's happening right now. They can close down the beaches, but they cannot shut down your beautiful resort-style pool from Jackson Pools. It's more important than ever to enjoy the healthy benefits of exercise and relaxation that you're going to get with your new Jackson Pool right now in your own backyard, featuring an elegant high-water design, a state-of-the-art recirculation system, custom coping, and a pebble interior finish. And you can have it all for under $35,000. And the truly amazing part is you can be swimming in less than 3 weeks from permitting. So I need to say that again. Look, if a pool is in your future, you've got to talk to my good friends at Jackson Pools. Sit on this doorstep on another hot and sweaty Southwest Florida summer? Well, no, because now is the perfect time to take the plunge. Contact Jackson Pools. Visit them now online at jacksonpools.com. Find out more. jacksonpools.com.
Visit Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
In the last couple months, we have all been forced to navigate uncharted waters. Now it's time to join together as we discover the incredible opportunities that lie ahead of us.
Todd and I know for certain some things have not changed. Our love stories, relationships, and communities have grown stronger and become more important than ever. Love deserves to be celebrated, and we cannot wait to see your smile and play a small part in your celebration again. With that said, we could not be more excited to announce that the Diamond District is now open for your business.
Because we were required to close our business, we have a much larger inventory than expected, and the Diamond District must liquidate. This liquidation sale includes an incredible selection of GIA and Forevermark loose certified diamonds, engagement rings, and all diamond fashion jewelry.
Rest assured, your health and safety are our top priority. You'll notice a few changes when you arrive.
Visit Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
Your office. Whether it's a home office or an office, it's where you conduct your business. It reflects who you are. You got a handsome desk, a stylish chair, even your pencil holder completes the look. Everything is right. Well, everything but that crummy plastic mat under your office chair. It dents and cracks, the corners curl up. Why do you have that? You need the Glass Chair Mat by Vitraza. Smooth enough to glide on and strong enough to hold 1,000 pounds. Our glass chair mats never dent. You get a lifetime warranty and it's beautiful. Get the look you deserve. You won't find Vitraza glass chair mats at the Office Superstore. You order direct at Vitraza.com. That's V as in Victor, ITRAZZA.com. Shipping is free and you save 10% with discount code OFFICE. That's $25 to $75 off any Vitraza glass chair mat with discount code OFFICE. Vitraza.com.
The team at Best Home Services understands that this is a time of much uncertainty and much unknown. With this uncertainty comes feelings of fear and panic. Please know that we are here for you today, tomorrow, and into the future as we move forward together, safely and comfortably. We are all in this together, and as stewards of our community, we promise to continue to provide you the services needed to keep you and your family safe. You are not alone. Best Home Services, our family protecting your family.
Gotta go to Galliana.
Great news, Southwest Florida. Below invoice employee pricing at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. That's right. Below invoice pricing on Chrysler Pacificas, Jeep Wranglers, Jeep Gladiators, and heavy-duty Ram trucks. Over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles in stock. Loaded, luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited lease. 0 down, $269 per month. That's right. Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. 0 down, $269 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 4 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. Our parts, service, and body shop are open to serve you. Below invoice employee pricing at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 42 monthly sum, keep 10,000 miles per year, 0 due at signing plus tax, tag, title, doc, and dealer fee, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0 APR with 0 down with lender approval.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. The Wall Street Journal reports the feds are gearing up to review unemployment system problems across the country, and Florida is likely on that list. Governor DeSantis called for a state investigation days ago and insists there have been improvements. The governor said 97% of the almost 1 million eligible people have received unemployment payments. Lee County just approved millions to help parents get back to work with childcare options. The goal is to partner with providers like the YMCA and other childcare facilities. All of this made possible through $4.5 million in funding from the Lee CARES Act. Lee County pools and playgrounds will reopen this Friday. The pools will open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for fitness only. Soccer and lacrosse fields will also reopen. AAA says the demand for gas is climbing, which means the price is going up as more of you get back to work. Florida state average for gas prices rose slightly to $1.77 last week. As more businesses begin to reopen, FGCU has launched a new initiative called Restart Southwest Florida. Those who take the classes and take the pledge will receive a seal to let customers know they're practicing safe hygiene. Today marks 1 week since the Golden Gate Estates fire sparked, burning more than 8,600 acres. Right now it's 75% contained. So far, nearly 50,000 gallons of water have been used to fight the blaze. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic slowing in Bonita on Bonita Beach Road heading eastbound towards Village Walk Circle, only for about a quarter mile. Traffic is up to speed in Estero on Estero Parkway as well as Corkscrew. However, in Fort Myers, Alico a bit congested as you're getting off of the interstate heading east towards Ben Hill. A slight delay south on 41 south of Michael G. Rip. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, hot and humid. Mixture of sunshine and clouds. Temperatures near 90. The heat index 95 to 100. With just a few limited showers the more south that you go. As we highlight the next several days, you can bank on the big three: heat, humidity, daily chances for spotty showers and storms, as we're looking at more 90s all the way towards the holiday weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Hey, my name is Jay from Fort Myers. I listen to Drew Steele in the morning, and I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Aaron Walker here from the all-new Giant used car outlet at Naples Nissan. Our big Memorial Day sale starts now. Finally, you can test drive hundreds of previously loved cars, trucks, and SUVs all in one spot. Toyota, Ford, Chevy, Mazda, you name it, we got it. And hey, what's the best part about outlet shopping? That's right, you save tons of money. Over 300 vehicles, wholesale priced, and all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. That's a warranty that lasts forever, and that's accepted anywhere in the USA. We've got at least 100 cars you could drive home right now for less than $200 a month. Need financing? We got you covered there too. Come see us at the all-new Giant used car outlet at Naples Nissan right here on Pine Ridge Road. That's exit 107 off I-75 or visit naplesnissan.com. But hurry, sale ends on Memorial Day. All offers with approved credit.
Rock Solid knows you've sacrificed a lot during these difficult times. Washing your hands often, social distancing, keeping your family and community safe. Please don't forget the virus and bacteria can remain on hard surfaces like your countertops. Rock Solid's experienced experts can deep clean, sanitize, and reseal your countertops, keeping your home or business truly safe. Book your Rock Solid special safety service right now by calling 596-7676 or on the web at rocksolidnaples.com. Be safe and stay healthy.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Eating dinner in your underwear?
Honey, put some clothes on.
Taking cold showers every hour? Or pitching a tent in front of your refrigerator to stay cool. These are things you can do to beat the heat in your home.
And due to these difficult times, we have extended our no diagnostic fees, no trip charges, no strings. Visit FloridaCoolToday.com to schedule. Carrier turn to the experts.
true relief for back and neck pain.
During these challenging times, Johnson Spinal Care at 596 Back is still here to help people who are dealing with pain or weakness from back or neck conditions like stenosis, sciatica, arthritis, or pinched nerves. We are doing our best to continue to help people who are suffering using non-surgical spinal decompression therapy. We have redoubled our sterilization efforts to help keep you safe. Everything is thoroughly wiped down between every patient. You can trust that at Johnson Spinal Care we are taking every precaution, so please don't hesitate to seek spinal decompression for relief from your back or neck pain. Painless, comfortable, and safe. Avoid spinal injections or surgery. Don't suffer thinking you can't get any care for your condition. Helping Southwest Florida for over 12 years, we are just a phone call away. Call our Medicare-friendly office for a telephone consultation to learn more about spinal decompression. 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and we've got my friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And Dave, I got to tell you, the selection of floor coverings of Floor Meisters, unbelievable, fantastic. I've seen it myself, and the choices are there. But what we really want to talk about today is this Dreamweaver line of carpets. Talk about it.
I'll tell you what, Drew, this is the hottest thing since 5-buckle overshoes. We're just selling the heck out of it. Comes in 9 different patterns, 12 colors to a pattern. It has 8 warranties, and it even includes steps. The stain warranty will take care of wine, mud, and even pet accidents. So this is perfect for Jake.
Yeah, perfect for Jake, and perfect for me, and perfect for you, too. If you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, really owe it to yourself to visit their store, see their selection of Dreamweaver carpets. It's there at 6281 Naples Boulevard, next to Costco. And whether it's carpet, tile, laminate, or hardwood flooring, they have it all. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Here's to working people, the builders of things, the fixers of stuff, the movers and shapers of the land. You're good people. We just want to say thanks. Northern Tool and Equipment. Quality tools for serious work.
Northern Tool and Equipment is here to help. Our stores are open and cleaning around the clock. Contactless curbside pickup is available when you order on northerntool.com. Northern Tool and Equipment. Quality tools for serious work.
92.5 Fox News.
Stay break, 92.5 Fox News. It's Drew Steele, 239-479-5592. That is the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. We would love that you would watch us on YouTube, streaming live each and every day on our channel, Drew Steele Radio. That's 3 E's. You can either do it this way or this way, but 3 E's. Drew Steele Radio. Just go ahead and tune in, and you can see myself and Jake's lovely face that soon will have a mullet, the millennial mullet. Jake's going to get a mullet, everybody. And so if that's not reason enough to tune into YouTube and see Jake's mullet, I don't know what is. So we just have to figure out what day that's going to be, right?
Surprise.
I'm so proud of you. I love that you're doing this. You're stepping out. You're gonna make a fashion statement.
Or be a laughing stock walking around the hallways. You're going to be looking at
one or the other. Well, there's an easy way to make sure you're not a laughing stock in the hallways. You know how you do that?
Not care.
And, well, you can do that. You can also not go in the hallways. Just stay behind the glass.
You're right.
You're right. I know I'm right. All right. A lot of people asked about this yesterday. We had a great interview with Matt Whitaker, the former acting attorney general. He's got a new book out, but he was there. Remember, he was the transition between Jeff Sessions and Attorney General Barr, and we had a great conversation. So people asked if we could get a chance to hear that once again. So if you missed it, as this is yesterday's conversation, our interview with the former acting Attorney General, Matt Whitaker. Matthew Whitaker, the former acting Attorney General of the United States, who has a fantastic new book out. And today is the day, Above the Law, the inside story of how the Justice Department tried to subvert President Trump. And he is joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Sir, it's Drew Steele. How are you today?
Drew, I am so glad to be with you. I've listened to you when I visit Southwest Florida, and it's a place that I love being, and I wish I was there now.
Well, I appreciate that so much, and love that you visit here. And as you can imagine, We have a lot of Trump supporters. We have a lot of people who are going to be interested in purchasing this book Above the Law today at all your favorite outlets. And I really want to dig into the book, quite frankly, because, boy, there are so many questions even now in the past 48 hours. It seems like there's lately more and more information is coming up, and it really pertains to a lot of what you talk about in the book. But before we get started, I have to ask you this. I've been dying to ask you this question, so I'm so happy to have you on right now, and it's this. Early on, when everything was coming out about the Russian collusion hoax, when we had Jeff Sessions recusing himself in the confusion, and then James Comey, and then you have the Robert Mueller investigation, you have all of these things that are taking place. And through all of this tumultuous time, here you are, you're the in-between. You go from, you're the in-between between the Attorney General at the time, Jeff Sessions, and the Attorney General now, William Barr. And here you are in this unbelievably tumultuous moment in our history. Can you describe what that was like to walk into that position at that time? And then to, as you explain in the book that we'll dig into, Above the Law, all the things that you come to find out. What was that like to be in that position?
Well, that's one of the reasons I wrote this book, was to give an inside account as to my experience as the acting attorney general that was Jeff Sessions' chief of staff, was suddenly put at the head of the Department of Justice, and then shook hands with Bill Barr and, sort of went back into the private sector. But, I think it's all really evidenced from, my hearing in February of last year in front of the House Judiciary Committee. And if you remember that day, as much as I do, it was extraordinary. It was where I famously told the chairman, Nadler, that his 5 minutes were up. And I think a lot of people wanted some pushback from the administration as to not only Democrats and the media and really their false narratives that they were putting out there, but, obviously the president wanted others to fight for him. And it was an honor of a lifetime to serve in his administration, and it was also an honor to fight for him on behalf of his agenda. And that's, in this book, Above the Law, that's what I lay out, is sort of that experience. But at the same time, I also wanted to accurately account for the events that surrounded the Mueller investigation and how he was appointed, why he was appointed, and question whether he even should have been appointed and whether the special counsel regulation is necessary and or constitutional. So, Drew, there's just, there's so much to unpack, and and it's really, but it was an amazing time. It was an honor of a lifetime. But I did feel like I was, swinging every day. You had to get up and fight.
Yeah, and I can't imagine, and that's what to me is a part of what is so fascinating. And I'm sure when everyone digs into this book, Above the Law, the inside story of how the Justice Department tried to subvert President Trump, when you dig into the book and you realize, because I think that context is so important, Mr. Whitaker, I think it's crucial, because the fact that you were put into this position at that moment in time, and then to understand all the things that were happening at the time, and then to have to fight against a deep state that is very real, and maybe you can speak to this as well, how complicit the media has been in all of this, and even now, and even as more evidence comes out, even as you have the Attorney General now, Bill Barr, who is saying things that the president has been saying all the time, which is, this should never happen to anybody. He doesn't say Republicans. He says Republicans and Democrats. This is something that we should never see, what happened in the 2016 election, all the things that we know took place. Can you speak to some of the complicity of the mainstream and this media that has been on board since day one and even now?
Yeah, I think there's one moment in time that I would love to take your listeners back to, and that is when the New York Times ran a story. They claimed they had sources that there were multiple interactions between the people on the Trump campaign and the Russian government. It was like it was written as if it had happened. It was written as if it was true. And then we see the Mueller report ultimately, almost 2 years later, which said there was no evidence of any interactions between the Trump campaign and the Russian government. And so, I mean, that just tells you, not only the New York Times, the Washington Post, all of the major news outlets were all on the same talking points, and that there was this illegal relationship and that there was no evidence of. There never was evidence of. And one of the first things, and one of the things I talk about in this book, Drew, is how when I got read into the Mueller investigation, how my heart sank because the first thing they told me is, we haven't found any evidence. And I just thought, this is a complete waste of time and money. And it's a shame, but, it's over now. And the last thing I want to do is end it prematurely, because I was being told it was any day I should expect a report. And that was my entire time of acting Attorney General. I expected any day could be the day when I got the Mueller report. Ultimately, after I left, Barr got it approximately 6 weeks later. And we see what that was. It was, essentially, it should have completely exonerated the president. It did exonerate the president, but because they wanted to give cookie crumbs to Congress to possibly impeach him, they wrote Part 2, which was all about alleged attempts to obstruct justice, which were completely inconsistent with the law, and that was so disappointing. And that's I explain that all in this book, and I think it's very important for everyone to see it lay out in black and white as to how abhorrent this moment in time and this period in time, and how shameful it was for the Department of Justice to be, kind of leading that effort.
Yeah. Matthew Whitaker joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News' new book out today, Above the Law, the inside story of how the Justice Department tried to subvert President Trump. Please, I am insisting that you go and get this book, because this is the kind of information, again, that you need to have, you need to tuck in your back pocket, and you need to know about when there are people that in the media right now, and quite frankly, those on the left, who are going to continue to push conspiracy theory ideas and narratives, that when we say things like, and you probably would know better than anyone as you hear even the news of the day with Mike Flynn, what has happened with the Mike Flynn issue, how the judge is now starting to make things up, decide that a judge is going to say, well, there's nothing to see here. We have to continue to have a case in front of Mike Flynn now, that even though the evidence would show and was already out there that Mike Flynn did not lie, that we have evidence that's out there now, and the concerns about how involved the administration was in this masking or unmasking. I even wonder with that issue, and if you can speak to that, was he unmasked? It almost appears as if, as the latest information comes out, that he wasn't masked to begin with, because of the fact that there were no unmasking requests that even happened immediately after the phone call with Kislyak took place. So what kind of questions are out there even for you right now with regard to that?
Drew, you're raising two, if not more, very important points. I think, first of all, you're right. Based on what we know, the phone call that everyone believes, existed on December 29th of 2016, and then was discussed in the White House by the president, vice president, and many others on January 5th, no unmasking requests were made. And so that suggests, because the FBI knew about that call days before that meeting at the White House, and in that period of time, there's not a single masking request based on everything we've learned from what the DNI, acting DNI Grinnell has issued. We know that something strange is happening here, and we need, I would say, immediate answers. And that's, again, one of the themes of my book is that we need accountability on not only the Flynn investigation, but so many of these decisions that were made, because they do not look consistent with regular order or the policies of the Department of Justice and the FBI. On the Flynn court proceeding, this judge appears to be making up extrajudicial proceedings that are not in the federal rules of criminal procedure. Every first-year law student learns those, and I'm very concerned that there's going to be some public prosecution of Flynn through some procedure that doesn't even exist because this judge, doesn't like the president and doesn't like the administration. It's very concerning, and I really hope that what he's doing ultimately doesn't happen, because I think, this is, well within Department of Justice ability to, dismiss this case.
Yeah.
They have complete discretion whether to pursue a prosecution or not,
Right.
whether to walk away from a prosecution or not. And really the judge has no discretion and should really immediately after that court filing to dismiss should just act on that motion without some extra,
Right.
Sort of quasi-prosecutor appointment by the court.
Right. And to say nothing about setting precedent. What a horrible precedent to set. That you would.
Well, it'll get, Drew, I mean, in all seriousness, it'll get overturned immediately, if not at the appellate level, but by the Supreme Court. Because this is inconsistent with the American system of justice. And this judge is, above the law, as they say.
I like what you did there. You see, that's how you do it. Yeah, that's Matthew Whitaker joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. The former acting attorney general of the United States, his new book, Above the Law, the inside story of how the Justice Department tried to subvert President Trump. You can get it right now. And, as you see the cover, and I talked about you and I talked about a little bit about the book and the situations that all of us have been talking about for months and years about the deep state and the situation. And you see the cover, Above the Law, and it's the one thing that everybody wants the answer to. Is that who's above the law? Quite honestly, it brings up that question that I'm sure you've been asked a million times. When do we see some prosecution? When do we see indictments? When do we see anything that would suggest that people will be held accountable? Because it feels like every single name that you have talked about, that you talk about in the book, that is from James Comey to Robert Mueller to the corrupt individuals that I'll say are corrupt, the ones that were helping Robert Mueller to all types of individuals that are out there that were part of this deep state and the taking down of the president. The question remains: when will we see something happen? Is everybody above the law now? Is that what we're led to expect?
Yeah, and no one is above the law.
Right.
We are a nation of law, and, American people and everyone I talk to, and back when you could travel around and I'd, visit not only my home state of Iowa, but really all over the country, and including, places like Naples and Fort Myers and all those beautiful places that I love to visit, I would hear one thing, and it's when is somebody or somebody's going to be held accountable for what we went through, at the end of the Obama administration and into the Trump administration. And, I don't want to get ahead of John Durham or Bill Barr. I think they're, obviously going to get to the truth. They're going to give a full accounting of what happened. As to this, I saw it with my own eyes. But I thought the Attorney General Barr was very clear yesterday that while he said there was no evidence to criminally investigate Obama or Biden, and I know that disappointed a lot of your listeners, he did say that there are other targets, criminal targets of the investigation. And I think that should be good news for those that believe in truth and justice and accountability. And so, whatever happens, there has to be complete transparency from the FBI and the DOJ as to how this investigation started, what the origins of the investigation were, and, not only when poor judgment or decision-making was made, but where, quite frankly, where people cut corners or violated the law. I think all of those need to be exposed and, if appropriate, be prosecuted.
Yeah. And I wonder if when the Attorney General was saying that, talking about the former president and the former vice president specifically, concerning charges or investigations or looking into, does that necessarily mean that just because that was said, that you couldn't look and say, all right, so nothing that they can see now is criminal, but there are some people that did some activities that may very well be criminal. Doesn't it say that for now that's the position, but possibly if there's proof beyond a reasonable doubt that everybody can, kind of put the puzzle together and it points to one of those two individuals or both, is it possible to speculate that could be a possibility and you ultimately can end up there as long as you have the the proof beyond reasonable doubt, which is what we're looking for.
Yeah, you need evidence. And I think that's what sometimes, we want to use the same kind of standard that the Obama Department of Justice used, which was, sort of just a suspicion and with no evidence or a belief or a narrative. And that's what Bill Barr is restoring to the Department of Justice, is that the proper predication of these investigations, because it is pretty clear right now, and I think we're going to learn more, but it's pretty clear that the investigation for sure into President Trump was not properly predicated. As I discussed in the book at length, Andy McCabe essentially single-handedly made that decision solely because Jim Comey was fired by the president based on a recommendation of Rod Rosenstein, who appointed Bob Mueller. And so, so that's one. I think there was, Flynn was another case where not only did it appear that the investigation into General Flynn wasn't properly predicated, which means there was no evidence that a crime had been committed, but, they also, inconsistent with past policy and practice at the FBI and at the White House, they sent agents over there to improperly interview him. And the interview and what he said wasn't even material to any investigation that was open. And so, you look at just those two pieces and that this can't happen. And this is why I think we need to have so much faith in what Barr is doing. And also, if you remember, take your listeners back to the Hillary Clinton email investigation or the Mueller investigation, both which were, again, originated by Jim Comey and Andy McCabe and Peter Strzok, all on the cover of my book. We're not hearing any leaks out of the Durham investigation. The only things we're hearing is where Bill Barr believes it's appropriate to update the American people as to, sort of the timing of the investigation or the scope of the investigation. So I think the American people should know that Bill Barr has restored the Department of Justice to the place where it should be, where investigations into American citizens aren't high profile and are not publicly leaked or otherwise promoted, for the, selfish interests of the people at the top of the FBI. So I'm pretty confident that ultimately people will be held accountable and will have full transparency as to what happened and to make sure this never happens again.
And if you want to know why and you want to know what happened and you want to get the details, please go out. Today is the day. Get the book Above the Law, the inside story of how the Justice Department tried to subvert President Trump. It's at all your favorite locations and you know where to go. Get it today. And Matthew Whitaker joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. Sir, it was a pleasure. I hope we get a chance to do this again soon. I have a lot of things I would love to dig in.
Once we can, I can do a book tour. I'm planning on coming down and doing a book signing, so I will make sure to stop by and say hello.
That would be fantastic. All right, all the best, and we'll speak soon. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Bruce. See you soon.
We'll see you. Matthew Whitaker.
Fox News.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Made Pro of Southwest Florida. Professional cleaning with a personal touch.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. The Wall Street Journal reports the feds are gearing up to review unemployment system problems across the country, and Florida is likely on that list. Governor DeSantis called for a state investigation days ago and insists there have been improvements. The governor said 97% of the almost 1 million eligible people have received unemployment payments. Lee County just approved millions to help parents get back to work with child care options. The goal is to partner with providers like the YMCA and other child care facilities. All of this made possible through $4.5 million in funding from the Lee CARES Act. Lee County pools and playgrounds will reopen this Friday. The pools will open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for fitness only. Soccer and lacrosse fields will also reopen. AAA says the demand for gas is climbing, which means the price is going up as more of you get back to work. Florida state average for gas prices rose slightly to $1.77 last week. As more businesses begin to reopen, FGCU has launched a new initiative called Restart Southwest Florida. Those who take the classes and take the pledge will receive a seal to let customers know they're practicing safe hygiene. Today marks 1 week since the Golden Gate Estates fire sparked, burning more than 8,600 acres. Right now it's 75% contained. So far, nearly 50,000 gallons of water have been used to fight the blaze. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic slowing in Bonita on Bonita Beach Road, heading eastbound towards Village Walk Circle, only for about a quarter mile. Traffic is up to speed in Estero on Estero Parkway as well as Corkscrew. However, in Fort Myers, Alico a bit congested as you're getting off of the interstate heading east towards Ben Hill. A slight delay south on 41, south of Michael G. Rip. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, hot and humid. Mixture of sunshine and clouds. Temperatures near 90. The heat index 95 to 100. With just a few limited showers the more south that you go. As we highlight the next several days, you can bank on the big three: heat, humidity, daily chances for spotty showers and storms, as we're looking at more 90s all the way towards the holiday weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Hi, this is Rick from Naples. I listened to Drew Steele in the morning, and I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
You know, there is a way to help out with your family's health. There's a way you can do it for free if you're going to call Pelican Water Systems. Now, what am I talking about? Look, you know as well as I do here in Southwest Florida what it's like with the water that's coming out of your tap. It tastes bad, the chlorine smell, the chemicals that are in there. I mean, who even knows? Right? Your family, you're drinking, you're showering in it. Well, why not schedule your free no-obligation Pelican Water test right now? And they don't have to come in your home to test. They have the zero contact option, so you can find out what's really in the water that's coming through those taps, right? With one phone call. Call my friend Max. I'm telling you, you'll be amazed at what you're going to find. With the Pelican Water System for city or well water, you're going to love the way your water tastes, and so will your family. You have both options, both salt and salt-free systems, so you're going to love not lugging in bags of salt, and you're going to love not hassling with buying bottled water as well. For your free zero-contact Pelican Water test, here's the number, 239-880-7799. Give Max a call. Never any pressure. Schedule online as well at PelicanWestFL.com.
At Mr. Sparky, our community is our top priority. As you spend more time at home, you may notice electrical problems that you have been putting off. Please don't DIY. Instead, give our team of professional electricians a call. We are open and ready to serve you. Call us today at 888-8-SPARKY.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and I want to talk to you about my good friends at AMCO of Bonita Springs. You know, they're open. They are ready to handle any repairs or maintenance that you have for your car or truck, especially during these times. And look, they're taking precautions that they have to take to stay open at this point and to continue to earn a living for all of the team who depend on their paychecks for their families. They've adjusted their hours Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and they're encouraging you to drop off your vehicle. They know you've been through a lot together. At AMCO of Bonita Springs, I want you to remember, they opened the shop in 2008. That was during the recession then. And now, 12 years later, dealing with this again and these struggles brought on by the virus. So if you're in need of auto or truck repair, then you know where to go. It's AMCO of Bonita Springs. Kevin and his brother Todd have been side by side at AMCO of Bonita Springs since 2008. Together, we're all going to get through these difficult times. So give them a call. They're located on Burnwood Drive in Bonita, 992-2626. That's 992-2626. Will you give them a call today? AMCO of Bonita Springs.
If you're injured, you need to hear this message. All law firms are not the same, and the law firm you choose can make a huge difference. So how do you choose which firm to represent you? I'm Mike Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Here's my advice. Do your research. Find the firm with the most experience, the best results, with the resources and track record of delivering exceptional service. As America's largest injury law firm, we have thousands of employees, unrivaled technology, investigators, experts, and an army of over 500 lawyers across the country. We are everywhere for everyone. We have the resources to take on the biggest fights and the biggest bullies. Last year alone, over 2 million people like you called Morgan & Morgan in their time of need. And our firm recovered over $7 billion for our clients. So after an injury, who would you choose? Results matter. Reputation matters. Choices matter. There's only one, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
Dial pound law on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
Looking to kill weeds without using dangerous chemicals like glyphosate? An all-natural weed killer may be just what you're looking for. Green Gobbler's Vinegar Weed Killer is a concentrated herbicide derived naturally from corn. It's 4 times stronger than regular table vinegar, so it packs a punch against all kinds of pesky weeds. Use Green Gobbler's Vinegar Weed Killer to safely kill dandelions, crabgrass, clover, ivy, and more. It's perfect for driveways, pavers, fence lines, and other outdoor surfaces. Green Gobbler Vinegar Weed Killer is an effective and powerful herbicide, but it doesn't stop there. It's also certified for organic use, so when used properly, it won't negatively affect soil or wildlife. Since Green Gobbler's Vinegar Weed Killer is pure vinegar with no other additives, pet owners can let their pets out to play right after application. Search for Green Gobbler Vinegar Weed Killer on Amazon.com today. We offer a hassle-free money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Galliana Kia in Fort Myers is open and we're here to help. Over 400 vehicles in stock. New 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease. 0 down. $149 per month. That's right. A new Kia for $149 per month with 0 down. Plus at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers, you can drive payment-free for 4 months, interest-free for up to 75 months, and worry-free for 100,000 miles. Plus prepaid gas for up to a year. Our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. New Kias, 0 down, $149 per month at Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, 0 to it signing plus tax, tag, title, doc, and dealer fee. 0 security deposit, $13.33 per month per thousand borrowed for 75 months at 0 APR with 0 down.
Hello, I'm Tim Dos Santos from Better Than a Bistro. You've been to the grocery store and seen the headlines. Meat plants are closing and the selection is dwindling. Don't worry, just log on to betterthanabistro.com. Here at Better Than a Bistro, we've been serving Southwest Florida for almost a decade with Black Angus steaks, vacuum-sealed poultry, chop house pork, lamb, veal, as well as world-class seafood. All delivered courteously to your door and backed by our unconditional guarantee. Save now with code 92.5 Fox News.
BetterThanABistro.com.
Dell Technologies has special business savings right now to help you office everywhere and stay productive. Save up to 45% on desktops, laptops, and do-it-all servers with Intel Core processors. Upgrade to new modern devices with Windows 10 and save on essential electronics. All with free shipping on everything and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call 877-ASK-DELL for a Dell Technologies advisor who can help you find the right tech. That's 877-ASK-DELL or visit Dell.com/smallbusinessdeals.
I've always wanted to learn another language, so I decided to give Babbel a try, and I really like the teaching method of the app. I started with the beginner lesson on Babbel, and soon you're putting words into a conversation. Each lesson takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and they're all really different, which keeps things interesting. I can't wait to use my Spanish skills in real life. Dos cervezas, por favor.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com or download the Babbel app. That's BABBEL.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm so glad you're joining us today. 239-479-5592. You're watching us on YouTube right now, streaming live each and every day at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. And please subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate it. Boris Epstein is joining us right now. Boris, of course, if you don't know, is a Trump 2020 Advisory Board member, former special assistant to the President of these United States. And we are going to talk about a lot of great things that are going on and some of the crazy that's going on. That Boris, by the way, it's Drew Steele. How are you this morning?
Oh, good, my friend. Good to be with you. Thanks for having me.
It is. It's like drinking water out of a fire hose, Boris. All the news that keeps coming out about anything and everything that is showing us exactly what the former administration was up to, and even Joe Biden. But before we even get to that, let's talk about some of the things that, unfortunately, the mainstream media in this country does not want to talk about, and that are the positive things that have been happening up to date. There's a lot of good things that are going on right now. Just even in the past 12 hours, 24 hours, the president with some executive orders, very important executive orders to get things up and running again. And talk a little bit about some of the things that have happened just in the past day or two.
Well, yesterday there was a great event at the White House. The president highlighting the work that senior advisor Ivanka Trump is doing together with the the Secretary of Agriculture, Sonny Perdue, to make sure that both our farmers and ranchers have the ability to continue their businesses and that Americans who need food get that food. So, making sure that the American way of life continues, right, which is our capitalist business way of life.
Yeah.
So it is pumping money into the economy, giving funds to those businesses, the farmers and ranchers, and then making sure that the food is actually getting to the people who need it most. So that is absolutely vital. The president yesterday talking to Senate Republicans, going over to the Senate, meeting with the Senate Republicans during their weekly lunch and saying, hey, America is ready to open. America is ready to get into the full phase of its recovery. And we have all 50 states now reopening in some way. And you're seeing in the state of Georgia, in the great state of Florida, where you are in a wonderful place. I know Naples and Fort Myers very well, Bonita Springs very well. So the state of Florida is showing good numbers. The state of Georgia is showing good numbers. The state of Texas is showing good numbers. Even the state of New York now is showing good numbers.
Yeah.
So you're seeing a lot of optimism out there.
Yeah, and people that are ready to get back to work and get paychecks, get back to normal, and dare I say, Boris, better than normal. I mean, better, to bring it back bigger and better. That there is, yeah, and to suggest otherwise too. There is a suggestion of getting back to some sense of normal. No, I don't think the American people look at that. I think they look at it as, not only do I want to get back to work, but I want to get to a point where I'm even better than I was before. It's not even just the fact of just doing it,
It's interesting, Drew, and what we're seeing around the country, and what you're talking about, is that no matter what the Democrats may be saying, no matter what some localities may be trying to do, the American people are saying we are ready to get back. Now, I've been clear on this, that we have to be safe. We have to follow the president's guidelines, make sure we continue to be vigilant, especially those who are have some immune issues or are older, immunocompromised. We have to make sure we protect those folks, and those folks are protecting themselves. Overall, American people are saying we need to get back. We want to get this economy roaring again. And as the president said, he built it once. He's going to do it again.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Boris Epshteyn joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, a Trump 2020 Advisory Board member and former special assistant to the President of the United States. As we talk a little bit about what is happening with this administration and even some of what's in the news, I know there are some people, Boris, that choose,
we choose truth over facts.
Truth over facts is what we're looking for in Joe Biden, Boris. That is somebody somebody wants to be president of the United States. We might have some questions, even as of late, some of what has happened with Joe Biden, and I'm trying to figure out, is there something, maybe I'll leave it to you, Boris, to help Joe Biden out. Can we find the one thing as president of the United States, as vice president of the United States, as Senator Joe Biden, I don't know, as American citizen Joe Biden, is there something, anything at all that we can point to and say, that's what Joe Biden did as a member of the Senate. That's what Joe Biden did as vice president of the United States. That one thing that we can look at and I don't think there is. Is there anything that you can point at all? One accomplishment?
Well, as vice president, he tried to blackmail the Ukraine into firing a prosecutor.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Looking into his son, Hunter Biden. So I guess that's something he bragged about.
I'm pretty sure that's not the one that they were looking for. But unfortunately, that's the one that comes up.
Right. The president of the United States President Trump is talking about building and rebuilding the greatest economy in the world.
Yeah.
He said he's done it again, he'll do it again.
Right.
He's done it before, he'll do it again. Former Vice President Joe Biden, what's he talking about? Not knowing with the Declaration of Independence yesterday, forgetting the name of the coronavirus.
Oh, wait, let me play. Boris, I've got that. Let me play that. Here you go.
Thousands of meatpacker workers got sick, got the virus, and some died.
Yeah, that thing, that thing that they got.
Here's what's worrying, right? We all see the gaffes. We all know that he's a mess. Yesterday my friend Ari Fleischer said that looks like Joe Biden's a few French fries short of a Happy Meal. We all know that.
Yeah.
Here's what's worrying, though. Who stands behind him? If, God forbid, somehow Joe Biden does get in the White House, who would really be running the country?
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi, Ron Klain, the former operative for Al Gore.
Right.
Who knows? The beauty of the American democracy is that we get to know our leaders. The President Trump talks to the American people every day directly through Twitter, directly through his availabilities. What is Joe Biden doing? Hiding in his basement and then just setting his team. And you can see this. And for people who know, if you look at Twitter, when Joe Biden tweets, most of those tweets come through what's called TweetDeck. You know what that means? That means somebody wrote up the tweet, set it up, and scheduled it to go out. And that's why they come out at random times and say things that make no sense to the point when they come out. Yeah. So Joe Biden is being absolutely operated by somebody who are back in the shadows.
Yeah, and I for all the quote unquote fun bars that we have at Joe Biden's expense, because it's fun. He's right. Certainly, right, but don't get me wrong. We enjoy it. We have a lot of fun. I mean, we can go on.
Hey, Esther.
I mean, we can go on and on all day with all. But there is a serious side, right? And the serious side is what you mentioned and we touched on, which is you think for 1 second that Joe Biden is president of the United States, everybody, and this is something that if you're listening right now and you're watching on YouTube at Drew Steele Radio, that you have to tuck into your back pocket and understand how critically important this is when you have conversations with the left, and it's this. You can't point, when we say you can't point at one single thing that Joe Biden, an accomplishment as a senator or as a vice president. I'll take that a step further and to say that if Joe Biden is president of the United States, you think that when you look at TweetDeck and you look at Twitter and the people that are writing things for him, just imagine who will be crafting policy moving forward. And the people that will be crafting policy moving forward will not be moderate. They're not even going to be close to moderate. They're going to be more progressive than you can ever imagine. They're going to be radical. They're the ones that are going to run the show. And you think that democracy and our constitutional republic, as we enjoy it and have enjoyed it up to this point, is going to be is kind of in jeopardy a little bit. So you just wait until that ends up happening. And now we're talking about a completely different game. That's not something to joke about, right?
Absolutely. I mean, on his website, Joe Biden is promoting the Green New Deal, the Green New disaster, right? He's bringing in Bernie Sanders. He's bringing in Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and saying, hey, I want to listen to you. I want you as my leaders. He told Beto O'Rourke he wants him as the gun czar. So what does that mean for Americans? That means our Second Amendment is gone. Yep. That means our First Amendment is gone by the Green New Deal. That means we're outlawing flights now and talking about cow farts. The Democratic Party has slid so far to the left. It's now left of Mao Zedong. Yeah. It's a joke. And that's why they had a terrible primary season. And looks like their nominee is going to be the guy, Joe Biden, who was fourth in Iowa and fifth in New Hampshire. Yeah. But the choices were so terrible. And then the Democratic operatives sort of pressed on everybody else to get out between South Carolina and Super Tuesday. So they're stuck with Joe Biden. And now he's in his basement. He's obviously not a leader. So he's going to be ceding all of that power, ceding all of that ability to these far leftists. Yeah. That's where the country is going to be, and we cannot allow for that because that is going to destroy everything that President Trump has built up. Even things like moving the embassy in Israel back from Jerusalem, which the president did heroically, doing something the presidents before him promised but didn't do, back to Tel Aviv. I'm sure Joe Biden would try to do that because the people standing behind him are not fans of Israel. Look at the squad. Look at what AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar. Yeah. Look at their views on Israel. Yeah. Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib are openly anti-Semitic.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you look at Twitter, even yesterday, I was looking at some of the things that were trending on Twitter, and Joe Biden talking about the XL pipeline, the Keystone XL pipeline, gone. I mean, all these things that he's bragging about that he's going to do as president, and the things that he's going to brag about, everybody, are not going to be anything that is going to look like the constitutional republic that we enjoy or any of the freedoms or liberties that we enjoy. You got Governor Whitmer, who's being talked about as a vice presidential candidate for Joe Biden. I mean, Governor Whitmer in Michigan. I mean, you want to talk about radical. You want to talk about someone who in her state, my goodness, everything that has gone on there in the state when you talk about taking away your freedoms, your liberties. I guess if Governor Whitmer becomes the vice president of the United States, that means we don't get to buy car seats, or we don't get to buy diapers, or we don't get to buy lawn furniture or grass seeds anymore. We get to.
You can't plant things in your own backyard.
No, you're not, Barton. We're not allowed to do. Yeah, it's true. I mean, it sounds hyperbolic, but it's really not. When you actually go and you look at what she did in the state of Michigan, and now you want to take that and put that into a vice presidential candidate again. Yeah.
And again, the issue is whoever the vice president is that Joe Biden chooses, how much power are they going to have? Are they really going to be the vice president, or are they going to be the shadow president?
No, it's a great point.
And so, and Biden's talked about being a transition to the future, whatever that is, some talking point he gives. Really, he's saying, hey, whoever I choose as vice president is going to have much more power. Don't worry that I'm old and senile, but here's my nice young vice president. That is an absolute joke. The American people want a powerful, strong president, and that's what they have in Donald Trump.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Boris Epstein, Trump 2020 Advisory Board member, former special assistant to President Trump, has a fun podcast with our friend Seb Gorka, Battle for 1600 podcast, so you can check that out as well. And joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, I hope we can do this again soon. Thanks so much.
Let's do it. It was fun. Thanks. God bless you. Bye-bye.
We'll see you soon. All right, there he goes. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along. Let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here is Sabrina Katz.
Traffic congested in Lehigh Acres. No surprise here on Gunnery, heading south of 23rd towards the Daniels extension. Very backed up, guys. Avoid it. Stick to Ray Avenue to head to 82, or even Lee Boulevard is going to be your faster option. Bumper to bumper as well on Alabama, heading north towards Homestead for 1 mile. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Halfway through the week for your Wednesday, 90 degrees for the high with all the humidity. It's going to feel like 95 to 100. Good amount of sunshine with some clouds mixing in, with just a few limited areas of rain the more south that you get. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Hi, my name is Bob from Lehigh, and I listen to Drew Steele every morning, and I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Call the boys at National Exterminators. I'm putting out a new contract on Bugsy the Roach, Ratso the Rat, Tony the Termite, and the Anthill Mob.
Okay, Godfather, but ain't that gonna cost us a lot?
No! National Exterminators just told me they'll whack anyone for only $46.
Only $46?
Get it done!
Operator, get me Bugsy the Roach, Tony the Termite, and the Anthill Mob on the phone fast.
Yeah, hello, she. Who's this?
This better be important. Yeah, talk, Ratso, we're listening.
Seems like the Godfather put out a contract on all of us.
How much is this contract?
$46. 46 smackers. The boys of National Exterminators are out now looking for all of us.
We better run.
It looks like curtains for me, boys.
Got pest of your own you want to whack? Call the boys at National Exterminators. Just dial 239-46-NO-BUG. National Exterminators. Prompt, polite, and professional. Just call 46-NO-BUG and 46nobug.com.
National Exterminators.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. We came into business during the mortgage crisis of 2008, so you could say we've seen a thing or two and learned to adjust. Currently, we've made safety adjustments. At Pure Air, all employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your protection and theirs. If you need assistance with your air conditioning system, please know that Pure Air Conditioning is making safety priority number one. You can chat with us online at getpureair.com.
When you are moving your home or office, choosing the right company makes all the difference. Rice's Moving and Transport has operated for 21 years out of Naples. They offer full packing and moving services for commercial and residential, as well as full designer services. To protect our community, they are working within all the CDC guidelines. For the month of May, Rice's Moving is offering special pricing. Call today for details. Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples, moving you into the future.
Look and feel your best with Dr. Patrick Flaherty, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Want to hear the latest from an expert? Tune in Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear all the latest innovations in non-surgical, surgical, and lifestyle ideas to help you look and feel your best. Dr. Patrick Flaherty is known for his faces, the fabulous Azul Spa, and now you get your hour with this doctor every Saturday at 10 a.m. Dr. Patrick Flaherty's show is Look and Feel Your Best, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Tune in this Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear how to look and feel your best.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and I want to talk to you about my good friends at Amco of Bonita Springs. You know, they're open. They are ready to handle any repairs or maintenance that you have for your car or truck, especially during these times. And look, they're taking precautions that they have to take to stay open at this point and to continue to earn a living for all of the team who depend on their paychecks for their families. They've adjusted their hours Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and they're encouraging you to drop off your vehicle. They know you've been through a lot together. At Amco of Bonita Springs, I want you to remember, they opened the shop in 2008. That was during the recession then. And now, 12 years later, dealing with this again and these struggles brought on by the virus. So if you're in need of auto or truck repair, then you know where to go. It's Amco of Bonita Springs. Kevin and his brother Todd have been side by side at Amco of Bonita Springs since 2008. Together, we're all going to get through these difficult times. So give them a call. They're located on Burnwood Drive in Bonita, 992-2626. That's 992-2626. Will you give them a call today? Amco of Bonita Springs.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You can count on us for great service. You can count on us to get it done. You can count on us for a price that's fair. The quality is second to none. For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Streaming live on YouTube. If you want to watch anytime, just go to YouTube and type in Drew Steele Radio with 3 E's, Steele with 3 E's, and you can watch. Of course, we're always on Facebook as well. 925 Fox News. Remind me that when we come back from break, I have to tell you this story. I'm debating whether or not I should tell you this story about what happened with me and a spider yesterday. I don't. If you're somebody like Jake who's making a face right now, who hears just the word spider and is kind of freaking out a little bit, that face that you could see on YouTube. I'll tell you what. When we come back, I'll tell Jake on the break what happened, and then I'll let Jake decide whether when I come back to tell this story, because it is. Well, you'll find out. I'm sure Jake's going to want me to tell this story. You ready for this? All right, so when we come back, we'll have that. We'll also talk a little bit more about Quid Pro Joe and how we know that's the case. And Brian Hammond's going to join us at 8 o'clock as well, Lee County Commissioner. There's a lot of openings happening. Yes, we'll get to all that coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Stadium Dry Cleaners. Online at stadiumdrycleaners.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. The Wall Street Journal reports the feds are gearing up to review unemployment system problems across the country, and Florida is likely on that list. Governor DeSantis called for a state investigation days ago and insists there have been improvements. The governor said 97% of the almost 1 million eligible people have received unemployment payments. Lee County just approved millions to help parents get back to work with childcare options. The goal is to partner with providers like the YMCA and other childcare facilities. All of this made possible through $4.5 million in funding from the Lee CARES Act. Lee County pools and playgrounds will reopen this Friday. The pools will open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for fitness only. Soccer and lacrosse fields will also reopen. AAA says the demand for gas is climbing, which means the price is going up as more of you get back to work. Florida state average for gas prices rose slightly to $1.77 last week. As more businesses begin to reopen, FGCU has launched a new initiative called Restart Southwest Florida. Those who take the classes and take the pledge will receive a seal to let customers know they're practicing safe hygiene. Today marks 1 week since the Golden Gate Estates fire sparked, burning more than 8,600 acres. Right now it's 75% contained. So far, nearly 50,000 gallons of water have been used to fight the blaze. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News Traffic.
Traffic congested in Lehigh Acres. No surprise here in Gunnery, heading south of 23rd towards the Daniels extension. Very backed up, guys. Avoid it. Stick to Ray Avenue to head to 82 or even Lee Boulevard. It's going to be your faster option. Bumper to bumper as well on Alabama, heading north towards Homestead for 1 mile. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, hot and humid. Mixture of sunshine and clouds. Temperatures near 90. The heat index 95 to 100. With just a few limited showers the more south that you go. As we highlight the next several days, you can bank on the big three: heat, humidity, daily chances for spotty showers and storms, as we're looking at more 90s all the way towards the holiday weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
I listened to 92.5, Drew Steele in the morning, and I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. My friends at Zero Res Carpet and Tile Cleaning want to let you know, look, your safety and your family's safety is their top priority. In the light of the current health and safety concerns, Zero Res wants to let you know about some of the procedures and preventative measures for added protection. Practicing safe social distancing while in your home. You can even leave or stay in another room and they can communicate with you by phone. How cool is that? Cleaning and disinfecting all equipment with EPA-registered disinfectants between each job. The techs are wearing gloves and booties. They're supplementing the supply of products that are EPA approved to clean and disinfect hard surfaces, and as an added preventive measure, at no additional fee, they're going to treat doorknobs with the EPA approved hospital grade disinfecting products. Look, the top priority is to create peace of mind by providing people with healthy, safe, clean home and work environments, and they're going to continue to do just that through this difficult time. Give them a call at 239-932-9376. That's 239-932-9376, or online at zeroresSWFL.com. Spell it backwards or forwards, it still spells the same. Z-E-R-O-R-E-Z. Hey, it's Drew Steele. Want to talk about Stadium Dry Cleaners. My good friends, they are great people there. I've been going to Stadium Dry Cleaners, I'm telling you, for as long as I can remember. And you may know Larry Rose. Now, Larry is an experienced SEC and NFL referee. Well, I know Larry has a fantastic dry cleaner and a great businessman. Look, you're going to love Stadium Dry Cleaners. They have discounts for our first responders and seniors. They have multiple locations near Publix at Daniels Crossing in Fort Myers, the Gateway Trade Center in Fort Myers, and the Elegant Image Dry Cleaners next to Walgreens on Del Prado in Cape Coral. They are Lee County's leading dry cleaner since 1988. With 30 years of experience in Lee County, I'm telling you, I trust my family's dry cleaning to Larry and the team at Stadium Dry Cleaners. So will you visit them? Visit stadiumdrycleaners.com and look for their monthly specials for great savings.
Do you suffer with knee pain that's keeping you from doing the activities that you enjoy most? Have you tried physical therapy or pain medications that didn't seem to work? You must find the underlying problem that's causing your knee pain if you ever want relief without taking endless drugs. Our experienced medical team at Optimal Health Clinic is trained to properly find the cause of your knee pain. After a thorough knee evaluation, we'll review your case further in order to develop a specific knee treatment plan customized for you. Our goal is to finally get rid of your knee pain and increase your function once and for all. We're offering a free no-obligation knee pain consultation for the first 25 callers. Call 239-317-7240. That's 239-317-7240. Imagine being able to live your life without knee pain. Call today for your pain-free tomorrow. 239-317-7240. That's 239-317-7240.
Your local 1-hour air conditioning and heating team is open and ready to serve you. AC isn't a luxury, but rather is essential to your life. Give our team a call at 844-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
News breaks every day. Just into the Wink newsroom, new rules for social distancing.
Every day, all day, from COVID-19 to proceed in a very measured way to what matters in your neighborhood,
your community, and across the state.
We've gotten ideas to make it low risk.
We're not just there for you.
We're there with you.
We don't want you to turn to Wink News just because you know us.
We want you to turn to Wink News because we earned your trust. Wink News.
In times like these, when we don't know what tomorrow brings, the work we do at Morgan & Morgan becomes even more important. Our technology, remote resources, and diversified team are battle-tested and ready to represent you from the comfort of your home, wherever you are, whenever you need. We are here for you. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Injured? Dial pound law on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Streaming live on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel. We would appreciate it. Let's go to Drew Steele Radio with 3 E's, Steele, by the way. and subscribe. We appreciate you doing that so you can watch. You can call anytime you want, 239-479-5592. That would be the Tri-Town Construction talk and text line. Before we get into this, Florida scientist was fired for refusing to manipulate COVID-19 data, she said. I have some questions about that. Before we get to that, I told Jake on the break that I had a spider story that I was thinking about sharing with Southwest Florida. And as Jake heard the story, and as I described the story, Jake made the decision that it's probably not a good idea to say that live on the air. It's a little graphic, my spider story from yesterday. Would you say that's true?
Just a little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Would you say that if it happened to you, you would be completely freaked out?
Yes.
Would you say that you would be very concerned if it happened to you?
Yeah, it'd probably burn my house down.
Would you say it is worthy of telling Southwest Florida what happened with me and this very dangerous spider yesterday?
Yeah, I think they'd want to know.
Okay, so here's what I decided. Instead of airing it right now, because it may not be suitable for air and getting into the graphic details of what happened, if you stay after the show on streaming, either on our Facebook page, 925 Fox News, or on our YouTube channel, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. If you stay after the show, I will tell you the story. How's that? Is that fair? So stick around 9 o'clock, right after we are finished up, and I will tell the story in all its detail. I think that's fair. Because I did tease it, and then I know people want to know, but I can't tell you now. But it was, yeah,
not fun.
Not fun. So we'll get to that in just a second. You know, I'm always concerned, especially lately in the news cycle, about whether or not there are certain stories that are out there that we should maybe wait a little while before we pass judgment. And there are many stories that we find out through the mainstream media that it's a good thing that we did, because if we didn't, we would have assumed that the president of the United States did something horribly wrong, and he fired the IG recently was that firing that he did, Mike Pompeo, and the dog walking and all this stuff, until we find out, if you read through the actual details in the story, that the guy wasn't doing his job, and quite honestly, it was already in the works long before anybody brought up any kind of dog walking. In other words, if you wait 24 to 48 hours typically on stories, especially that is negative on the president of the United States, you will notice quickly that everything isn't what it seems. And so I saw this story yesterday, and somebody said, hey, you want to comment on this? Sure, I'll comment on it. Naples Daily News. Florida scientist was fired for refusing to manipulate COVID-19 data, she says. This is a Florida Today story. I guess that Naples Daily News decides to reprint. The scientist who created Florida's COVID-19 data portal wasn't just removed from her position on May 5th. She was fired on Monday by the Department of Health. Rebecca Jones said in an email to Florida Today that she single-handedly created 2 applications in 2 languages, 4 dashboards, 6 unique maps with layers of data functionality for 32 variables, covering 500,000 lines of data. All right, so apparently she's very proud to let everybody know what she has done for the state. Awesome. Her objective was to create a way for Floridians and researchers to see what the COVID-19 situation was in real time. Then she was dismissed. Hold on, I need the... hold on. Oh, wait, no, hey, hold on. There you go. Okay. I worked on it alone 16 hours a day, too, and she goes through the whole thing. All right, and then she said she was fired from her job as the Geographic Information System Manager for the Department of Health. As Florida Today first reported, Jones' removal from her position in charge of the Florida COVID-19 data and surveillance dashboard she created, she confirmed, as reported by a TV station in West Palm. She was fired because she was ordered to censor some data, but refused to, quote, manually change data to drum up support for the plan to reopen. She provided no further details. So, It's one of two things, everybody, and you wait to pass judgment. She said they're making a lot of changes. I would advise being diligent in your respective use of this data, she wrote. One of two things happened. Either she was let go for whatever reason and is kind of a little disgruntled and is now, I don't know, maybe during a campaign season, throwing the governor under the bus, so to speak, and maybe anybody else that goes along with reopening the state. There's that one side. You may say it's exaggerated. We don't know yet. Or there's the other side that would say that everything she's saying is true, that the governor, or at least the Department of Health, demanded that, just like others have demanded. I mean, it sure sounds familiar, does it not? That it sounds like something we would hear out of the Trump administration, or something that the media would tell you that the Trump administration is doing, a la scientists, people that work in the National Institutes of Health or someplace else where they were told to manipulate data, I don't know, maybe like hydroxychloroquine, something like that. And then they were fired because they wouldn't listen to orders that were given by the President of the United States. And we come to find out that that's not the case at all, that the person actually signed off on FDA use and clearance in emergency use of hydroxychloroquine. So it couldn't be any further from the truth, whistleblowers like. So that we're supposed to believe that that is exactly what happened, even though we don't get any further details. So we're to assume that she is right and it's true, and she was asked to manipulate data because we want to make it look as if everything is going down in the state of Florida because we really want to reopen, because the governor clearly doesn't care about lives. All he cares about is money. Business, it's a business deal. That's what it is. How many lives do we have to lose before we can have a GDP growth? Some kind of insincere comment like that some have made even yesterday, and we'll get to that coming up. So I read on. Now, again, mind you that as I'm reading this story from the Naples Daily News, and they're talking about this Florida scientist was fired for refusing to manipulate COVID-19 data, she says, that I'm reading into this for the first time, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait to pass judgment. I'm just going to look at both sides of what could be. Either she's being 100% honest and we got a problem, or she's not being very honest because who knows what. And there's that other side. Maybe it's political. I don't know. Let's read more into this article. Researchers who saw the email reacted with shock and dismay. Of course they did, suggesting it could be evidence that the governor's government was censoring information to support the case for reopening. Now, you would imagine that you would, I don't know, if you were to try to get to the truth in this story and dive in, what you would do is you would try to reach out to somebody, I don't know, within the means of the government here in the state of Florida that might have some knowledge about this issue and could speak to it directly. Anybody who knows her, somebody who's worked with her, somebody who could corroborate the story. Well, they go to the governor's spokeswoman, who issued a statement, and it said basically that the dashboard was created by the GIS team and the Division of Disease Control and Health Protection at the Florida Department of Health. Rebecca Jones is no longer involved. The GIS team continues to manage and update the dashboard, providing accurate and important information that's publicly accessible. Just giving the straight line, not giving any more information about any details. Okay, fine. So, in this Naples Daily News story that they reprinted through Florida Today, they did decide to go to somebody for comment. Who did they go to for comment? They went to somebody by the name of Lucky Tran. Lucky Tran is a biologist and public health communicator at Columbia University, because Lucky Tran reacted on Twitter. And the reaction in his series of tweets were awful. When politicians censor scientists and manipulate the numbers, the rest of us suffer, he wrote. U.S. Congresswoman representing Tampa Bay, Kathy Castor. Floridians will not feel safe in opening up without transparency. You know, it's all against the governor, right? You get this. I recognize Lucky Tran's name. I'm trying to figure out where I've heard that name before. And then I remembered. Now, again, if you're trying to find out whether or not this story is true or not, give it time to breathe. Because it's the media, because it's Florida Today, you know, they might have an agenda. And let's just say it's not positive to anything that would have to do with the governor, the president. And we're in an election year, everybody. We're in an election year, so you got to let it breathe. I'm going to give it a couple of days. And I'm not passing judgment. I'm just giving you perspective. And I will tell you this. If I find out that this is true, I will let you know that it's true. I'm not going to decide to not tell you more about this story if I find out the details and it is true that this happened, because I'm trying to save anybody. Because if something wrong has been done, you want to know. Unlike the left and the media in this country, I would tell you if I was wrong, and I would also tell you if there was evidence to back up what this story is suggesting. We don't know yet, but Lucky Tran. Who's Lucky Tran? Let me read to you Lucky Tran's profile, his speaker profile, because he was participating in something called Netroots Nation. Does anybody know what Netroots Nation is? Let's just put it this way. The agenda of Netroots is progressive. It's not conservative. Not at all. But who's Lucky Tran? The person that in this article they decided to go to find out what he was thinking about this outrage that happened with this Florida scientist. Lucky Tran's a science based science communicator. Okay, based at Columbia University. He's got a PhD in molecular biology from the University of Cambridge. He was the organizer for the March for Science, the largest day of science advocacy in history, with over 1 million participants in over 600 cities worldwide. Lucky, this is what I remember. Lucky has been an organizer with the People's Climate March, Occupy Wall Street, and was a founding member of artivist collective The Illuminator. I find it interesting that they decided to go to Lucky Tran, someone who was an organizer with Occupy Wall Street and the People's Climate March. You know, climate change. You're a climate denier. He's not. That's who they went for comment? I'm not suggesting that may have opened up my eyes a little bit to suggest that, oh, I don't know, this sure sounds like political manipulation in some way, shape, or form. Or they just really go to really odd sources to get comment or to add texture and flavor to this article. But it sure smells strange. So what I'm telling you is this. Here in the state of Florida, just like nationally, it's easy for us to forget that there is an election on the way in just months, everybody. We are getting closer and closer. If you're watching on YouTube at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, as we're streaming live each and every day, and please subscribe to the channel. We are this close, my fingers are thinly spread apart, to the election. That not only nationally are we going to get these pieces in different media outlets that are going to suggest things that are happening with the Trump administration that may or may not be true. They're not. That we may come to find out if you let these stories breathe 24 to 48 hours, you'll actually find out that the story that they're hitting you with, you know, like almost like a social media hit, like this is what the president did wrong. 3 days later, they were wrong about this story, but it's too late. It's already out. Nobody's going to retweet the correction to the story, right? It's already there. That the same thing will happen in Florida and other states. Florida is a very important state. And it's easy to see how there are going to be stories that will come out that will need time to breathe to find out whether or not the governor did do something wrong. Because I can tell you this, there are many people that want to see the governor fail because they would like a change in administration ultimately here in the state of Florida, and they would like to see people look at the governor, and by default, if they don't like the governor, they're not going to like this president, and will vote for Joe Biden for president of the United States. And
we choose truth over facts.
So that's all I'm trying to say. But I'll keep an eye on this story, and if anything changes, I'll let you know. All right, 239-479-5592. It's time, Jake. It's time for us. It's time for you. It's time for you to push that button right there on your board. Go ahead and push it. Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. If you'd like to play, have a little bit of fun, caller number, I don't know, pick a number, Jake, between 1 and 5.
3.
Okay. I know, you were going to do some outrageous number. That's why I made it. All right, so caller number 3 at 239-479-5592. You call right now. Caller number 3. We'll play Drew's College. We'll have a little bit of fun, and we'll do that next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic congested in Lehigh Acres. No surprise here on Gunnery, heading south of 23rd towards the Daniels extension. Very backed up, guys. Avoid it. Stick to Ray Avenue to head to 82, or even Lee Boulevard is going to be your faster option. Bumper to bumper as well on Alabama, heading north towards Homestead for 1 mile. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Halfway through the week for your Wednesday, 90 degrees for the high with all the humidity. It's going to feel like 95 to 100. Good amount of sunshine with some clouds mixing in, with just a few limited areas of rain the more south that you get. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
My name is State Representative Spencer Roach, and I listen to Drew Steele in the morning. And I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Looking to kill weeds without using dangerous chemicals like glyphosate? An all-natural weed killer may be just what you're looking for. Green Gobbler's Vinegar Weed Killer is a concentrated herbicide derived naturally from corn. It's 4 times stronger than regular table vinegar, so it packs a punch against all kinds of pesky weeds. Use Green Gobbler's Vinegar Weed Killer to safely kill dandelions, crabgrass, clover, ivy, and more. It's perfect for driveways, pavers, fence lines, and other outdoor surfaces. Green Gobbler Vinegar Weed Killer is an effective and powerful herbicide, but it doesn't stop there. It's also certified for organic use, so when used properly, it won't negatively affect soil or wildlife. Since Green Gobbler's Vinegar Weed Killer is pure vinegar with no other additives, pet owners can let their pets out to play right after application. Search for Green Gobbler Vinegar Weed Killer on Amazon.com today. We offer a hassle-free money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Aaron Walker here from the all-new Giant used car outlet at Naples Nissan. Our big Memorial Day sale starts now. Finally, you can test drive hundreds of previously loved cars, trucks, and SUVs all in one spot. Toyota, Ford, Chevy, Mazda, you name it, we got it. And hey, what's the best part about outlet shopping? That's right, you save tons of money. Over 300 vehicles, wholesale priced, and all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. That's a warranty that lasts forever, and that's accepted anywhere in the USA. We've got at least 100 cars you could drive home right now for less than $200 a month. Need financing? We got you covered there too. Come see us at the all-new Giant used car outlet at Naples Nissan right here on Pine Ridge Road. That's exit 107 off I-75 or visit naplesnissan.com. But hurry, sale ends on Memorial Day. All offers with approved credit.
Hello, Southwest Florida. This is Barry Connor and Craig Gaskins reaching out to say thank you to all the dedicated healthcare professionals, police officers, firefighters, EMS, and all the other essential workers currently sacrificing their health and time away from their friends and family to keep our community strong. Though we aren't able to contribute in the same powerful ways as these individuals are aiding our community, here at CGU, we are dedicated to building a stronger and more united tomorrow.
We believe that with the power of community, we can make America stronger than ever before.
Let's stop working towards getting back to a normal, and let's focus on building an even better than normal tomorrow. Connor and Gaskins Unlimited knows we're all in this together, and we are ready to help. Check us out on the web at www.cgunlimited.com.
Stay strong,
stay healthy,
and God bless the USA.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Matt. Matt's in Fort Myers. How you doing there, Matt?
Very good.
Good. All right, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Matt, who was the president of these United States in the year 2003? Who was that?
That would be George W. Bush.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got associates. Let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. You know, when we talk about the First Amendment, speech, religion, right to assembly, right, the press, petition to government. We know about the First Amendment. What's the Second Amendment?
The right to bear arms.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those are 3 rights or freedoms that we are told we are able to enjoy thanks to this document. Which document talks about life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness? It is the
Bill of Rights?
No, it's the Declaration of Independence.
Okay.
Okay. Life, liberty, okay. All right, well, let's see if we can get a master's degree on this question. Oh, where did that question go? Oh, there it is. Okay. You have, in 1935, think about this carefully. In 1935, this president signed the Social Security Bill into law in 1935. Who was the president that signed the Social Security Bill into law? Was that Woodrow Wilson, FDR, or Richard Nixon?
FDR?
Yes, sir! That's it. Well, congratulations. See, big comeback. That was good. So you got yourself a master's degree on Drew's College today, Matt. So where are you, sir, by the way?
I am going to work in Fort Myers.
All right. Well, good for you. And you got that diploma. And listen, you get to talk to Jake the millennial, who soon is going to have a mullet. He's going to have a millennial mullet. Yes, he's going to cut his hair into a mullet. We just haven't decided which day, which is super exciting. And if you're watching on YouTube at Drew Steele Radio, you'll get to see the mullet. And you get to talk to him right now, Matt, and he'll tell you about prizes and the like in the world of Rona. So stay there, okay?
Thank you very much.
And you were right all along.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Please visit us at www.onehourairnaples.com or call 844-1HOUR.
At Mr. Sparky, our community is our top priority. As you spend more time at home, you may notice electrical problems that you have been putting off. Please don't DIY. Instead, give our team of professional electricians a call. We are open and ready to serve you. Call us today at 888-8-SPARKY.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. Joining us now is Dr. Michael P. Varvaris. Doctor, it has undoubtedly been a really stressful couple of months. This is something that affects us all mentally, but physically as well. Explain.
Well, I think just from personal experience, we all know when we feel stressed out, we don't feel good, we don't look good, and we've seen this obviously in people we care about from the outside, us looking at them and experiencing things with them. I'll tell you, as a doctor, I focus a lot on hormonal stuff and biochemistry in individuals. And during this period of time, I was doing some laboratory testing related to other issues, and you would be easily able to see the effects of cortisol and stress, either indirectly or directly. It definitely harms the body, and it needs to be addressed for all of us moving forward. And I think this experience we just went through brought it out to the light for everyone involved.
Dr. Michael P. Varvaris, MD.com. That's VARVERIS. Visit him online today. Michael P. Varvaris, MD.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. The Wall Street Journal reports the feds are gearing up to review unemployment system problems across the country, and Florida is likely on that list. Governor DeSantis called for a state investigation days ago and insists there have been improvements. The governor said 97% of the almost 1 million eligible people have received unemployment payments. Lee County just approved millions to help parents get back to work with childcare options. The goal is to partner with providers like the YMCA and other childcare facilities. All of this made possible through $4.5 million in funding from the Lee CARES Act. Lee County pools and playgrounds will reopen this Friday. The pools will open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for fitness only. Soccer and lacrosse fields will also reopen. AAA says the demand for gas is climbing, which means the price is going up as more of you get back to work. Florida state average for gas prices rose slightly to $1.77 last week. As more businesses begin to reopen, FGCU has launched a new initiative called Restart Southwest Florida. Those who take the classes and take the pledge will receive a seal to let customers know they're practicing safe hygiene. Today marks 1 week since the Golden Gate Estates fire sparked, burning more than 8,600 acres. Right now it's 75% contained. So far, nearly 50,000 gallons of water have been used to fight the blaze. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News Traffic.
Traffic congested in Lehigh Acres. No surprise here on Gunnery, heading south of 23rd towards the Daniels extension. Very backed up, guys. Avoid it. Stick to Ray Avenue to head to 82, or even Lee Boulevard. It's going to be your faster option. Bumper to bumper as well on Alabama, heading north towards Homestead for 1 mile. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, hot and humid. Mixture of sunshine and clouds. Temperatures near 90. The heat index 95 to 100. With just a few limited showers the more south that you go. As we highlight the next several days, you can bank on the big three: heat, humidity, daily chances for spotty showers and storms, as we're looking at more 90s all the way towards the holiday weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
My name's Mike from Cape Hall, and I listen to Drew Steele every morning. And I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
One thing I've realized from being cooped up in my house the way we have all been is that I need window treatments really bad. That's why I go to my friends at Your Style Window Treatments and Decor. Their phone number is 239-471-5006. Now, why? Well, they're a veteran family-owned and operated business with multiple brands of blinds, shades, and shutters, and they have numerous fabric brands right there that you can see. And Your Style, of course, is you. They can take measurements and get you products for your home that fit your style. Installing products with an in-house team that is second to none, certified training. They are there from beginning to completion and providing work at any scale. From Marco Island, Sarasota, and LaBelle. Listen, you want a design product? They can do that as well. Your Style Window Treatments and Decor. Give them a call today and find out more at 239-471-5006 or go to their website, yourstylewindowtreatments.com.
Tune in on Sunday mornings, Fox News 92.5, Dr. Amy Robbins and Maximize Living Radio. I'm going to be going over topics like leaky gut, weight loss resistance, how to fix your chronic aches and pains, how to deal with all of those things in a natural way, how to sleep better. So there's a different topic every single week that we're going to be covering. Tune in and get the help that you need.
Great news, Southwest Florida. Below invoice employee pricing at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. That's right. Below invoice pricing on Chrysler Pacificas, Jeep Wranglers, Jeep Gladiators, and heavy-duty Ram trucks. Over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles in stock. Loaded, luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited lease. 0 down, $269 per month. That's right. Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. 0 down, $269 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 4 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. Our parts, service, and body shop are open to serve you. Below invoice employee pricing at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 42 monthly sum, cheap, 10,000 miles per year, 0 to 8 signing plus tax, tag, title, doc, and dealer fee, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per 1,000 borrowed for 72 months at 0 APR with 0 down with lender approval.
True relief for back and neck pain.
During these challenging times, Johnson Spinal Care at 596 Back is still here to help people who are dealing with pain or weakness from back or neck conditions like stenosis, sciatica, arthritis, or pinched nerves. We are doing our best to continue to help people who are suffering using non-surgical spinal decompression therapy. We have redoubled our sterilization efforts to help keep you safe. Everything is thoroughly wiped down between every patient. You can trust that at Johnson Spinal Care we are taking every precaution, so please don't hesitate to seek spinal decompression for relief from your back or neck pain. Painless, comfortable, and safe. Avoid spinal injections or surgery. Don't suffer thinking you can't get any care for your condition. Helping Southwest Florida for over 12 years, we are just a phone call away. Call our Medicare-friendly office for a telephone consultation to learn more about spinal decompression. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Dell Technologies has special business savings right now to help you office everywhere and stay productive. Save up to 45% on desktops, laptops, and do-it-all servers with Intel Core processors. Upgrade to new modern devices with Windows 10 and save on essential electronics. All with free shipping on everything and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call 877-ASK-DELL for a Dell Technologies advisor who can help you find the right tech. That's 877-ASK-DELL or visit Dell.com/smallbusinessdeals.
I've always wanted to learn another language, so I decided to give Babbel a try, and I really like the teaching method of the app. I started with the beginner lesson on Babbel, and soon you're putting words into a conversation. Each lesson takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and they're all really different, which keeps things interesting. I can't wait to use my Spanish skills in real life. Dos cervezas, por favor.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com or download the Babbel app. That's BABBEL.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am glad you're here. 239-479-5592. There's the phone number in the text line, the Tri-Town Construction Talk and text line. I am so happy. Thank you so much for joining us, especially on YouTube. Many of you are watching. I know my mother-in-law is watching right now. I just got a text from her, and I'm going to bring up her question to me on my phone in just a second. YouTube. You just go to Drew Steele Radio. It's Steele with 3 E's, and subscribe. And we appreciate that so much. So we are glad that you're watching today. And yes, well, first of all, let me bring in Brian Hammond. Brian Hammond is a Lee County Commissioner. You know Brian from his many appearances on this program. And I don't know why that was the intro for you today. Many appearances on this. I was gonna say
80s hit movie.
I know. I was thinking, I was thinking star of stage and screen, and that was in my head. And then it was just a really weird intro. But I'm bringing you in on this because you may missed it at the bottom of the hour, and so I wanted to clue you in on this as well. You may be busy, but I'm cluing you in on this, and everybody else. So I'm putting Jake on the screen here so he can attest to what I'm about to say. I had a story that I wanted to tell everybody at 7:30. I was debating whether or not to tell everyone what happened yesterday with me and a spider. And I was debating whether or not to tell everyone what happened. So I said to Jake, I will tell you on the break because it's kind of graphic. So I wanted to tell him on the break, and then he will decide whether or not it's something that is good for air. And so, Jake, you said what? You said that it is something that
people want to hear,
but
inappropriate.
maybe not inappropriate, but it's something that we debated whether or not we wanted to say on the air. So, if you are somebody who many people have texted in, and thank you for that, who are upset that I am not going to tell this story right now, if you tune in at 9 o'clock after the show is finished on our YouTube stream, I will tell the story off air, but on YouTube, I will give you the story, and then you'll get a chance to hear it. So tune in at 9 o'clock and be here. Well, be here now. Don't go anywhere on YouTube, but just stay where you are. And then at 9 o'clock, I'll tell the story. And I'm just telling you, Brian, it's one of those stories where when I say it, you look at things differently. You know those stories where you hear about animals attacks or things that could happen in your house or weird things that go on, and all of a sudden you start to get a little creeped out the next time you walk in that room, or you see that picture, or you see that animal, and all of a sudden your world changes. This kind of changed my world.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I'll make sure that the kids aren't listening.
Yeah, no, it's not that kind of graphic.
YouTube now. Yeah, okay.
It's not that kind of graphic, but it is. Anyway. All right.
Well, speaking of the kids, they're going to be very happy with Dad.
Very nice
that's
segue.
what we call a segue in the business.
That
Yeah.
is okay. Wish I had a drum roll there for it. I don't have anything like that. Hey, by the way, in lieu of a drum roll, I have a Nancy Pelosi laugh. So there we go. All right, go ahead.
You know what? That's a good one. I'd like a Joe Biden neck rub too, because I'm kind of tense.
Not a joke.
I love it. All right, so we got the playgrounds. They're opening up on Friday. That's the good news. The kids will be very happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, here's Lee County commissioners had their meeting yesterday. The goal is to get Lee County facilities to the maximum amount that we possibly can under the current phase 1 of openings that Governor DeSantis has given us in Lee County here and in the state of Florida. So we've got some big openings coming up on Friday. As I mentioned, the playgrounds, the pools are going to be open. Now, those are going to be open for exercise only, and we're putting a 25-person limit on the pool, and we're also putting a 45-minute time limit on your time in the pool. That will help us get more people access to the pool. So folks can get in there, they can exercise, they can enjoy the pool. Then we get them out after 45 minutes. We disinfect things, and then we can bring in the next crowd. I know it sounds, crazy,
it does.
but this is what we got to do.
Yeah.
So we're getting the multi-purpose fields open. We're getting our pavilions open, our courts open. Our fishing piers we're getting back open. Our splash pads are coming back online here, and we're getting those open.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing what we can to get to that maximum level of openness in Lee County that we can get to. Now I know a lot of folks might be thinking about businesses. The businesses flow up to the governor. He's going to make the decisions on the businesses, but Lee County is going to make the decisions on our facilities. One business that a lot of people have on their mind right now is vacation rentals. We put our safety plan together. We approved it yesterday, and we have forwarded it to the state to ask for approval to get those going again too in Lee County.
So what is the plan? Like how are we gonna? Can you give me a tease? What is it?
Well, so the vacation rental safety plan, we basically took the governor's task force recommendations and used those as our vacation rental safety plan. And it starts out with asking vacation rentals to have in-state bookings only. So Florida residents can book at your vacation rental and drive here and stay in that. There must be, I think it's 72 hours in between bookings so that you have appropriate time to get the place disinfected and cleaned out before the next guest comes. And then also, just follow the CDC guidelines for cleaning and sanitation in those vacation rentals. But we know those are people who have really been shut down. And those are businesses, and they need to get going again.
And how long do you expect that's going to take to get approval for this?
Well, it's interesting. I talked to our county manager. We are actually in communication with Secretary Beshears from the DBPR, Department of Business and Professional Regulation. He said he's going to work to get this turned around as quickly as possible, but didn't give us a definitive timeline.
Okay, so we're not sure about that. How about maybe multi-purpose fields if people want to get out over the weekend and play ball? How about that?
Yeah, so on the multi-purpose fields, now they're going to be restricted to groups of 10 or fewer. You can practice, though. Some of the fields are going to need to be reserved and scheduled, and some of them will be on a first-come, first-served basis. You can go to www.leeparks.org to find out about each individual site that you would want to use.
Yeah. Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News on Friday. I'm sure Many people are excited, especially in anticipation of this weekend, this holiday weekend, which many people have forgot, like me, because I can't keep track of what day it is. And so I'm realizing I think it's a Thursday. I don't even know. But anyway, the point is, a lot of things are reopening, which is good news. Any word on summer camps? Because a lot of people have been talking and asking me about that. What could be happening now moving forward? We have any news on that?
Yeah, so we are going to do the Lee County Parks and Recreation summer camps. The plans are being finalized right now. The camps will begin on June 15. At this time, we're not going to accept any new registrations. We're actually we have 4,000 camp reservations already. So we're going to stick with the 4,000 we've got.
Okay.
But we're going to make sure that we get those folks, we're going to finalize the plans. We're going to do it in a way that is safe for them and follows the guidelines. And that's one of the reasons why we're actually not opening our rec centers right away. So we have, recreation centers throughout the county, and a lot of folks use those. We're going to try to use those facilities for the summer camp purposes. And in order to keep the crowds down in there, I think we're just going to have summer campers in there as opposed to having the general public and the summer campers in there. So, it's one of these things that we're hoping that folks will have patience with us. We're, like I said, striving to get to that maximum level of openness. And we also did a couple exciting things yesterday, too, to help individuals and businesses kind of relaunch and get back out into the workforce yesterday, too. So I'm going to sound like a giant liberal for a second.
Oh, wait. How do you preface what you're about to say with, okay, so Brian Hammond is about to sound like a giant liberal, and I hope on the other side of this that there is some redemption. Go ahead.
Yeah. So these are people who, through no fault of their own, have lost their jobs and have lost their businesses and have lost everything. In fact, it's not their fault. It's the government put these restrictions on there, and obviously it's the virus's fault, the reason why any of these restrictions were put on. So we've got the CARES Act dollars that we've talked about. The federal government, Drew, has sent us $134.5 million to try and respond to COVID-19 in Lee County. So we created several programs on Tuesday. We're going to use the first $57 million of that money. The rest of it will be held in reserve because we honestly don't know what the future holds at this point. We created an individual assistance program that mirrors a federal program that we already have in the county. It'll pay rent, utilities, or mortgage for folks who have been impacted by COVID-19 and who are making less than $55,000 per household. So we will. This is a one-time program meant to be a hand up to get people back from these restrictions and to get people back to where they need to be. We've also created a business relaunch grant program. This is for businesses with fewer than 25 employees. They're businesses that had to be substantially closed by the Safer at Home order. Again, this is kind of a one-time shot in the arm to get you back up. These are not recurring programs, but we want to get you back going again. And so we'll have all of this information related to the individual and the business assistance on our website. We're planning to start these programs next Tuesday. And so we're going through the process of building the applications and the infrastructure that we need now for those.
So then I would ask these questions. The money that you've received for this COVID-19 response, the CARES Act money, you're saying that some of it's going to be put in reserve for future use, assuming that has to be used for COVID. Like if
absolutely, yes, absolutely, it has to be used for COVID. And honestly, we've kind of got an outline of how we want to use some of it. We want to use some of it for testing. One of the things that I asked for yesterday at the county commission meeting and got agreement from my colleagues was I want to do an antibody study here in Lee County. I want to find out how prevalent the disease really was in Lee County. Reading different stories from the East Coast that say people have tested positive for the antibodies, but they said they had their sickness back in December. I'd like to know kind of what the picture looks like here in Lee County so that we can get a more clear picture of how the hospitalization rate really looked and how unfortunately, the mortality rate really looked here.
Yeah.
So we're going to use some of the money for that. We've got, and like I said, we've got other plans. We're going to pay for personal protective equipment. Obviously, we need that for our first responders, but we also are going to give, through our business grant program, some packages of personal protective equipment to qualifying businesses as well.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, Brian Hatman, Lee County Commissioner, District 4, joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. Boy, I have so many questions. All right. So as far as you talk about these antibody tests, people have been asking me even about testing itself and how in Lee County at CenturyLink there were a lot of people were lined up, wanted to get these tests. I'm even hearing in Collier County, people waiting in line to get tested. And then people have said this to me, and I guess I would ask you, tested for in what way? In other words, are these all people, these lines of people are all people who believe they have it? They're sick? Are these people that need to have a test so that they can get back to work and prove that they don't have it at that moment in time? Because, and the reason why I'm asking this is because I wonder how many people are going thinking that they're going to get an antibody test. They're not going to get tested for COVID. And the second part of this too is the one thing that I would like your thoughts on, and it's this: when it comes to testing, you could get a test today, but you could get it tomorrow. So
Amen.
A test today tells me today. It doesn't tell me tomorrow. It doesn't tell me the next day. It doesn't tell me the next day. Doesn't tell me anything. I can get it. So the suggestion of we need more testing, when somebody says that, I don't know who in the world talks like that. Yes, I do. That's the problem people have.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so to make a couple things clear for everybody, the CenturyLink testing site, those are diagnostic tests. Those are not antibody tests.
Right.
So those will tell you at CenturyLink if you currently have it today. And like you said, Drew, you could, if you're, you could pick it up on the way home from getting that test. There are a lot of people who want to go and get that diagnostic test, though, Drew. I think they want to know if they're an asymptomatic carrier. Obviously, I think that testing at the CenturyLink site is extremely valuable, too, for businesses who want to send their employees somewhere to get them tested before they come back to work. So that's why we set it up for that. The antibody test, though, is going to be a study. So it's going to be hopefully 4,000 random samples of people throughout the entire county. So we want random samples because we kind of want to know, we want a real valid study to know what the prevalence of this was in Lee County. And then the cool thing, I'm hoping to partner with FGCU on that they want to do as a subset of their data. Mm-hmm. They want to look at specifically how the disease and stress combined to affect the first responders and the healthcare workers who came down with the disease. Mm-hmm. So, we've seen different healthcare workers. Unfortunately, some of them have had a much more dramatic response to the virus. And we wondered if that was because of stress, because of multiple exposures. So that's going to be part of the study, too. Those folks who they're out there, they're working hard. They're putting their own health at risk to take care of us. And so we need to understand how this is affecting them.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right. Well, that was good stuff. And I would encourage you at 9 o'clock, if you're not doing anything, well, I'm sure you're busy, but for everybody else that's listening, if you want to hear my horrific spider story, that you stay on YouTube, True Steele Radio, 3 E's, and you'll find out the horrific spider story. I just wanted to bring that up to follow everything up with that one piece of advice for everyone and just a tease for them and for you if you're interested or so inclined.
Your new nickname Spider-Man after this?
My new nickname is not Spider-Man. No, well, I can't give you a little tease on that, but maybe there might be, I might grow gills or whatever you do when you get bit by, we got to go. All right. That's it. I'll see you later. Okay. Have a good day. Bye. There you go. All right. Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. All right. Traffic. Let's find out what's going on. Oh, by the way, in just a few more minutes, Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions. Oh, no, I already... 5 at 8:35. I'm sorry, getting ahead of myself because I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at Sabrina Katz. So Coming up in a few more minutes, the top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35. You're going to want to hear some of the audio today, especially when it comes to the latest with Joe Biden, and we'll talk about that coming up. All right. Sabrina Katz has your traffic.
Traffic congested in Lehigh Acres. No surprise here on Gunnery, heading south of 23rd towards the Daniels extension. Very backed up, guys. Avoid it. Stick to Ray Avenue to head to 82, or even Lee Boulevard is going to be your faster option. Bumper to bumper as well on Alabama, heading north towards Homestead for 1 mile. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Halfway through the week for your Wednesday, 90 degrees for the high with all the humidity. It's going to feel like 95 to 100. Good amount of sunshine with some clouds mixing in, with just a few limited areas of rain the more south that you get. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Hi, this is Lynn from Fort Myers, and I listened to Drew Steele on my way to work, and I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Looking to kill weeds without using dangerous chemicals like glyphosate? An all-natural weed killer may be just what you're looking for. Green Gobbler's Vinegar Weed Killer is a concentrated herbicide derived naturally from corn. It's 4 times stronger than regular table vinegar, so it packs a punch against all kinds of pesky weeds. Use Green Gobbler's Vinegar Weed Killer to safely kill dandelions, crabgrass, clover, ivy, and more. It's perfect for driveways, pavers, fence lines, and other outdoor surfaces. Green Gobbler Vinegar Weed Killer is an effective and powerful herbicide, but it doesn't stop there. It's also certified for organic use, so when used properly, it won't negatively affect soil or wildlife. Since Green Gobbler's Vinegar Weed Killer is pure vinegar with no other additives, pet owners can let their pets out to play right after application. Search for Green Gobbler Vinegar Weed Killer on Amazon.com today. We offer a hassle-free money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose.
These are challenging times we're all living through. It's reasonable to expect stock market swings will remain higher than normal while we wait for global health to improve and businesses to get back in full swing. This will pass, but in the meantime, the purpose of the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company and its division, the Naples Trust Company, become ever clearer. We are here to serve as a partner in the strength of your wealth management, apply our expertise on your behalf, provide focused, thoughtful advice, and demonstrate a steadfast investment discipline to see you through the years, no matter what comes our way. Our investment team plans ahead for uncomfortable times, so your wealth management strategy stays intact. If you are not already a member of the Trust Company family, we invite you to discover the difference. Contact us at sancaptrustco.com. SANCAPtrustco.com.
Not FDIC insured. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed.
You know, how many times have you thought about it that you want to be prepared, you want to be ready? And as a matter of fact, when it comes to the water in your home, you would love for the water in your home to be ready for you, for drinking, for washing. You're doing this every day. It's essential to your health. So that's where Pelican Water Systems comes in. Maybe you have that concern. You've had it before because your water tastes bad. It's been hard on your fixtures and appliances. See, here's the thing. Pelican can give you a better alternative to bottled water from every faucet in your home every day. City and well water. Look, you're going to love the way your water tastes. And now you can get your free Pelican water test without the need to go inside your home. And by the way, with Pelican, there's never any pressure. So give them a call. 239-880-7799. That's 239-880-7799. Or schedule online at PelicanWestFL.com. Pelican, proud to be a part of Pentair Water Solutions.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit SavingTheInvestor.com.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy is reopening and to help the community, we've decided to offer free emergency service calls through the week and cut our weekend rates in half. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your protection and theirs. If your air conditioner decides to break or you just aren't willing to take the chance, chat with us online at getpureair.com.
pool need a checkup? Call the doctor, the pool doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here. LED color-changing pool lights can create an after-dark backyard oasis. Pick your color or select one of the light shows. You can see how dramatic it really is on our website. We're a family company, and for over 40 years, we've been doing business right.
The prescription is the pool doctor for award-winning pool service, repairs, and unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's mypooldoctor.com or 239-574-1133. State certified CPC 057088.
The Trump enemy statement. He points out that hydroxychloroquine has been safely prescribed for other conditions for decades.
It's had a great reputation, and if it was somebody else other than me, people would say, gee, isn't that smart?
The FDA warns the drug can cause heart problems. The Trump administration declassifies an Inauguration Day email sent by outgoing National Security Advisor Susan Rice to herself about the man who'd be taking her job.
This newly released portion describes then FBI Director James Comey suggesting to President Obama that he may want to think about withholding and passing critical information to then incoming National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Rice writing this. Comey said he does have some concerns that incoming NSA Flynn is speaking frequently with Russian Ambassador Kislyak. Comey said that could be an issue as it relates to sharing sensitive information.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. The Wall Street Journal reports the feds are gearing up to review unemployment system problems across the country, and Florida is likely on that list. Governor DeSantis called for a state investigation days ago and insists there have been improvements. The governor said 97% of the almost 1 million eligible people have received unemployment payments. Lee County just approved millions to help parents get back to work with childcare options. The goal is to partner with providers like the YMCA and other childcare facilities. All of this made possible through $4.5 million in funding from the Lee CARES Act. Lee County pools and playgrounds will reopen this Friday. The pools will open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for fitness only. Soccer and lacrosse fields will also reopen. AAA says the demand for gas is climbing, which means the price is going up as more of you get back to work. Florida state average for gas prices rose slightly to $1.77 last week. As more businesses begin to reopen, FGCU has launched a new initiative called Restart Southwest Florida. Those who take the classes and take the pledge will receive a seal to let customers know they're practicing safe hygiene. Today marks 1 week since the Golden Gate Estates fire sparked, burning more than 8,600 acres. Right now it's 75% contained. So far, nearly 50,000 gallons of water have been used to fight the blaze. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News Traffic.
Traffic congested in Lehigh Acres. No surprise here on Gunnery, heading south of 23rd towards the Daniels extension. Very backed up, guys. Avoid it. Stick to Ray Avenue to head to 82 or even Lee Boulevard. It's going to be your faster option. Bumper to bumper as well on Alabama, heading north towards Homestead for 1 mile. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, hot and humid. Mixture of sunshine and clouds. Temperatures near 90. The heat index 95 to 100. With just a few limited showers the more south that you go. As we highlight the next several days, you can bank on the big three: heat, humidity, daily chances for spotty showers and storms, as we're looking at more 90s all the way towards the holiday weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
This is Jason from North Fort Myers, and I listen to Drew Steele in the mornings. I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. We're excited to be open. The staff at Stevie's is here for you and will continue to serve you while putting your health and safety first. We invite you to enjoy a meal in our dining room with a limited menu and seating, or order from our to-go menu on StevieTomato.com for takeout, curbside pickup, or delivered through Bite Squad. Choose from the favorites you love, like our award-winning Chicago-style pizza, juicy chicken wings, fall-off-the-bone rack of ribs, gourmet burgers, and more. We're on our way to a brighter tomorrow together, and this great country will prevail. And as you know, Stevie's is committed to your complete satisfaction of our food, service, and value. We're proud to have you as our great customers, and we'll look forward to seeing your smiling faces, eating, drinking, and laughing with us at one of our Stevie Tomatoes locations in Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and on Bite Squad. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
I'm Nick Soboleski.
a SelectQuote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I shopped the many highly rated term life insurance companies we represent, like Prudential and Mutual of Omaha, and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $27 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-589-5599. That's 800-589-5599. 800-589-5599. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Here's to working people, the builders of things, the fixers of stuff, the movers and shapers of the land. You're good people. We just want to say thanks. Northern Tool and Equipment. Quality tools for serious work.
Northern Tool and Equipment is here to help. Our stores are open and cleaning around the clock. Contactless curbside pickup is available when you order on northerntool.com. Northern Tool and Equipment. Quality tools for serious work.
We are Moran Wealth Management. Passionate about learning what's important to you and your family. Personable, with 24 professionals dedicated to attentive, customized service and focused on client relationships. Performance-driven. As part of Barron's top 1,200 advisors, Tom Moran, founder, CEO, and senior PIM portfolio manager, is Florida's highest-ranked advisor for 2019. Call 239-920-4440 today or visit MoranWealthManagement.com. Moran Wealth Management. Passionate, personable, performance-driven. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
92.5 Fox News.
It is daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. There's the phone number in the text line, the Tri-Town Construction Talkin' text line. And anytime you want to watch, we are streaming live not only on Facebook at our website, 925 Fox News, but we're also each and every day. That was like my... Hold on a second. Did you know, Jake, we stream each and every day? I love doing that stream thing.
Yeah, all giddy up. Very good, buddy.
Sorry. We're streaming live on YouTube right now. Drew Steele Radio, 3 E's on Steele. And you can watch. And please subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate it. And then some news coming up. Little special news just before the top of the hour. So make sure you're tuning in for that. Top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to MoranWM.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
President Xi steps up and gives an address we didn't know he makes in this letter. He didn't. And again, another example, really, we talked about this yesterday, Nicole, of China really seeming to do the diplomacy better than America at this stage, where President Xi steps up and gives an address. We didn't know he was going to do that until hours before, and kind of steals the limelight.
China's so awesome. According to MSNBC and Kerry Simmons there with MSNBC and Nicole Wallace, and China's so awesome. They're the best. Talking about the WHO and China stealing the diplomacy, doing diplomacy better than the United States. They're awesome. President Xi stepping up, giving an address. Nobody knew he was going to do it until hours before, and he steals the limelight. China's awesome, everybody. MSNBC loves China, and they're in love. They're in love, and I don't care who knows it. That was Elf, wasn't it? Or either MSNBC or Elf. I get them confused.
Number 4.
Saying he's taking hydroxychloroquine. Yeah. Something that a guy who's old, in his mid-70s, who's I don't know. What is he? He's 270, 275, 280?
Maybe more, yeah.
He's got a lot of comorbidities.
All right, I gotta just stop. All right, there from this morning, and you've got Morning Joe there, and MSNBC once again making our top 5 audio clips of the day. The president weighs what, 270, 275, 280. Comorbidity. The guy has a big giant obesity. And Mika's like, maybe more. She might be even heavier than that. That's my Mika Brzezinski. You ready, Jake? Here's my Mika Brzezinski. You ready? This is my impersonation. She might be even bigger than that. What did you think?
Sound like a broken Elmo.
Sorry. Well, maybe that's exactly what she sounds like. Yeah, by the way, his last physically weighed 243. But still, it doesn't make a difference. It's MSNBC going after the president because that's what they do.
Number 3.
It was just an opening conversation, and it's not something that I would call a professional, formalized vetting. I am making a little bit of time to stay connected to the campaign.
Did she say hormonized vetting or formalized vetting? That's Governor Whitmore. Governor Whitmore in Michigan, and she now is being talked about as a possible vice presidential candidate. And Governor Whitmore was saying, that she was, talking to the campaign. She's been kind of vetted, and you like the kind of the way that I've been running the state of Michigan. Some might say into the ground, but other than that, the progressive ideals, making sure that you all stay locked up in your homes and you can't go get grass seeds and get out there because we don't want you outside of your home, during a pandemic, and car seats so you can't drive to the grocery store with your infant child. You got to stay home, all those kind of tactics that people love. Wouldn't she be great as vice president? I don't know. You tell me.
Number 2.
Not a
What?
Not a joke.
That's not the number 2 clip. What happened to the number 2 clip? Hold on, I have to find it. I don't know where the number 2 clip went. And it was good, too. All right. Well, number 2's gone.
I have a clip.
Wait a minute. I've got to have it someplace. Hold on. This doesn't usually happen. You have a clip? You want to be number 2 today?
I'll be number 2.
Okay.
Play it again.
All right. All right. Here goes Jake's number 2.
Number 2.
I will be getting a mullet.
Jake wants to let everybody know that he's getting a mullet in the next few days. We hope to display it on YouTube coming up.
It's for the YouTube watchers.
Okay. I had a better clip than that. I just don't know where it went. All right, number 1.
Number 1.
1 hour ago, he bring me the written statement of his resignation.
Great.
And this is my second step for keeping my promises.
I agree.
He agrees. Is that audio really of the Joe Biden quid pro quo? Like in action.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
It hasn't been confirmed. Nobody is saying for sure that the audio there is the authenticity of the recordings, but a lot of people are playing it in the Twitterverse, and I'll play it under that proviso. There is a proviso, the right word? That can't be absolutely certain that the verification of the audio, but boy, it sure sounds like that's exactly how this went down. What is this all about, everybody? Well, the news came out yesterday. It was breaking. And again, it feels like you're drinking out of a fire hose, does it not? Like all the information coming out, the Susan Rice information that we're going to get to in just a second, the issues with Mike Flynn and with the investigation into Mike Flynn. And we come to find out that, we knew all along that the former administration involved in all of this when it comes to the unmasking of Mike Flynn. But it's hard to unmask somebody who wasn't masked to begin with, and I'll explain that in just a second. But leaked phone calls between Joe Biden and the former Ukrainian president, Poroshenko, explicitly detail the quid pro quo arrangement to fire former Ukrainian prosecutor Shokin, who Poroshenko admits did nothing wrong in exchange for $1 billion in U.S. loan guarantees. That's the one time that Biden openly bragged about it in 2018. Remember?
They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said, I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion.
And son of a gun, he fired the prosecutor. Remember that? So the calls, here's how it's explained. Zero Hedge explains it here. Calls were leaked by Ukrainian MP Derkat Sturg, who says that the recordings of voices similar to Poroshenko and Biden were given to him by investigative journalists who claim Poroshenko made them. Okay, so we're just, again, that's why we say we're waiting for validation on this audio, but it is all over the Twitterverse, so I just wanted to bring it to you today. Here's how they describe it. Shokin was investigating Burisma. Remember the Ukrainian gas company, the energy company that hired Joe Biden's son and paid him unbelievable amounts of money, even though Hunter Biden doesn't have a clue about energy. Shokin opened a case against Burisma's founder, Zlochevsky, who granted Burisma permits to drill for oil and gas while he was Minister of Ecology and Natural Resources there in Ukraine. So in January 2019, Shokin states in a deposition there were 5 criminal cases against this guy, Zlochevsky, including money laundering, corruption, illegal funds transfers, profiteering through shell corporations. Hunter Biden is on the board of this company. You're following all this, right? So the leak calls begin on December 3rd of 2015. John Kerry starts laying out a case to fire Shokin. They have the audio of Kerry, who was talking about this as well. And there's parts of audio there that... Okay, so there's Kerry, audio of Kerry saying, I want to see if we can get around this, this replacing of Shokin. We got to figure out if we can do something, right? So in December, you got John Kerry, who's setting the stage for all of this. And then later in the leaked audio, which you heard, that's February 18th, less than 3 months after Kerry's conversation, Poroshenko delivers some positive news. And let me see if I can find that. The positive news to the vice president at the time of the United States, Joe Biden, the positive news. And here's how it goes, right? The positive news sounds like this. First, there's some small talk about Minnesota and blah, blah, blah. And then he says,
yesterday, I meet with the General Prosecutor Shokin.
Yes.
And despite of the fact that we didn't have any corruption charges, we don't have any information about he doing something wrong, I especially asked him...
Okay, you following this? He said yesterday he met with Shokin, the prosecutor, right, that they want gone. And despite that, he says to Biden, apparently according to this audio, he says to Biden that despite the fact that we didn't have any corruption charges, we don't have any information about him doing something wrong, Shokin. Even though we don't have any evidence that would suggest that there's something going on here, he specifically asked him.
No, it was the day before yesterday.
The day before yesterday.
I especially asked him to resign.
Asked him to resign, right?
As his position as a state person.
Right, so even though he's, and despite the fact that he has support, even though the power, the administration there in Ukraine supports him, even though there's no evidence of corruption, and he says...
to give me the statement on resignation.
So we asked him for the resignation statement.
And 1 hour ago...
An hour ago...
he bring me the written statement of his resignation.
Great.
And this is my second step for keeping my promises.
I agree.
All right, so that was his second step to keeping promises. I guess it was the first step because John Kerry asked him to do it, and then the second step was Joe Biden asking him to do it, and so he did it. 4 weeks later, on March 22nd, Biden says, tell me there's a new government and a new prosecutor general. I'm prepared to do a public signing of the commitment for the $1 billion. Poroshenko tells Biden that one of the leading candidates is the man who replaced Shokin, Lutsenko. Later said in a deposition that Hunter Biden and his business partners were receiving millions of dollars in compensation from Burisma. Biden says he's a man of his word. We're ready to move forward to signing the $1 billion loan guarantee. All of this to tell you that it appears as if, and again, it has to be confirmed, there's nobody that has verified the authenticity as of yet, but it is interesting that this is coming out now that shows how Joe Biden, Quid Pro Joe, seems to be the real deal as far as the quid pro part. Not a joke.
Not a joke.
There you go. And that's how it went down, apparently. John Kerry laid the foundation for this to help Joe Biden out. Come on, man. His son Hunter's on the board and everything, investigating all of the corruption that's going on. Come on, do something. Joe Biden comes along and says, hey, you could do something, right? And they did something. And in exchange, Biden says, all right, you get your $1 billion. There's more to this story. And again, you kind of have to let it play out a little bit for the next 24 hours to get more information on it. But safe to say that it's kind of a big deal for Joe Biden. I'm wondering if there's any worry there at all. Maybe not. So we'll keep an eye on that story. And then, of course, obviously, the melting down of the left against President of the United States yesterday, who was mentioning that he's taking hydroxychloroquine. You know, the left melts down because of that. Nancy Pelosi yesterday saying,
he's our president, and I would rather he not be taking something that has not been approved by the scientists, especially in his age group and in his, shall we say, weight group, what is morbidly obese, they say.
Okay. And then, the press yesterday, all over it. What do you got to say, Mr. President?
Last night, Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, called you morbidly obese. I just wanted to know what you had to say in response.
Oh, I don't respond to her. I think she's a waste of time.
I don't want to respond to her. And then, as he was getting into the Obamagate, the issues of Joe Biden, and the new revealed emails to herself, Susan Rice, who proved herself to be a liar because in 2017, she told Judy Woodruff of PBS NewsHour, I don't have any idea. I don't know what anybody's talking about with regards to having a meeting with the president and James Comey talking about Mike Flynn. Until we find out in an email to herself that was declassified that that's what the meeting was about. January 5th, that's what the meeting was taking place there was Mike Flynn. So she lied. Then being asked about all that, then the president says,
these people are sick. Pelosi is a sick woman. She's got a lot of problems, a lot of mental problems.
She's got a lot of mental problems. Everybody jumped on that. Because, it's cool to tell everybody that the president's morbidly obese and make fun of him and laugh. But then when you start saying that you're concerned because Nancy Pelosi may have some mental problems because of all the things that they wanted to do to a duly elected president and some of the policies and I don't know what else. It's not nice to talk about her that way. All right. So here's what I would like for you to do, everybody. I was telling Jake last hour that I had this story about a spider. Something happened to me yesterday that creeped me out, and I wanted to share it with you because, I share all of the stories that happen in my life with you. And I asked Jake, and Jake suggested that it probably is not something suitable for air. Would you say that's the correct way to put it, Jake, right? Not suitable for air necessarily right now.
Probably not.
So we made this decision that if you're on YouTube right now, or if you are somewhere near YouTube and you want to hear the story, go to YouTube, Drew Steele Radio, 3 E's, look for Steele. Please subscribe to the channel while you're there as well. We appreciate it. Go to YouTube. And then after we are done at 9 o'clock, when the program is finished, stay there on YouTube. Because when we come back to YouTube, I will tell you the story in all its graphic detail and what happened. And it's one of those stories that makes you look differently at a lot of things in your home and outside of your home. And it was a creepy story, and I just wanted to let you know what happened because I don't know if it happened to anybody else. And then maybe you can chime in on the YouTube channel and we can just talk about it. All right, so get ready for that coming up. in just a few more minutes. So stick with us there on YouTube. 9 o'clock, I'll have the story, and Jake will be with us as well. And hopefully so will you. All right, let's find out how the remainder of our forecast today is shaping up with Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt.
90 degrees with a mixture of sunshine and clouds on your hot and humid Wednesday afternoon. Heat index 95 to 100 with just a few limited areas of rain the more south that you get. As we look ahead to the next several days, hot, humid, spotty showers and storms as we continue to make that transition into rainy season. For the holiday weekend, hot stretch, temps in the 90s with those pop-up areas of rain, especially during the afternoon and evening hours. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices, Storm Shield and all the rest.
The aesthetics of the appearance from the outside and the inside is just amazing. But it's quiet. It's really quiet inside, and it's made a huge difference in our energy consumption. My name is Dee Channel, and I have 100% confidence in Storm Shield products. On a scale of 1 to 10, they'd be 10 plus.
Yes, my name is Dwayne Channel. My wife and I made a decision to replace our windows. Storm Shield windows, they were the only company that had the hurricane windows that we were looking for. Our best decision we made was purchasing Storm Shield windows.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%. And our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
Hi there, my name is Dr. Svetlana Kogan, and I'm a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in downtown Naples. As we're going through these challenging times together, I'd like to take a moment to point out some of the goodness that has impressed me so much in observing our Southwest Florida friends and neighbors. There has been such an outpouring of kindness, camaraderie, and civility that we should feel truly grateful to be a part of this community. We know that focusing on negativity and statistical models lowers our immune system by chronically draining our adrenal glands. So let's focus on love, faith, and hope instead, the three pillars of well-balanced mind-body. If our nervous system is in equilibrium, we're better equipped to fight off viruses. Make no mistake, together we shall overcome this. For holistic medical advice or to inquire about the practice, visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Hey, Southwest Florida. When disasters strike, whether fire, flood, or hurricane, and it's time to file an insurance claim, remember, the more details you provide, the faster and better your chances are of getting the claim paid. That's where Bonafide's AIP comes in. With a virtual tour, photos, and itemized list of your assets on a secure file, those details are always just a few clicks away. Don't wait till it's too late. Call Bonafide at 239-244-8086 or visit us on the web at bonafidemeasurements.com and schedule your AIP today.
Eating dinner in your underwear?
Hey, put some clothes on.
Taking cold showers every hour? Or pitching a tent in front of your refrigerator to stay cool. These are things you can do to beat the heat in your home.
And due to these difficult times, we have extended our no diagnostic fees, no trip charges, no strings. Visit FloridaCoolToday.com to schedule. Carrier turn to the experts.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 9 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
We've got you covered. Coming and going.
Drew Steele mornings. Trey Radel on the drive home at 5.
92.5 Fox News.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along. 92.5 Fox News.
What in God's name is he doing? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Joe Biden is asking that, calling President Trump irresponsible, taking hydroxychloroquine, saying no serious medical personnel would recommend the drug. This before Biden won another primary on his march toward the Democratic nomination. Now, the president says he and his doctor believed it would be a virus preventive. And as for a study showing hydroxychloroquine was deadly,
It was given by obviously not friends of the.
All right. Is that us? Is that you?
Me?
All right. Yep. It's the two of us. So we got to tell the story together.
All right.
You ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay. Hello, everybody on YouTube. We're so glad you're still here, and even some people on Facebook. So we appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel. Please tell your friends. Let everybody know that you can watch each and every day on our YouTube channel, Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. And from what I understand now, the kids say 3 E's like this. That's the way you do it. It's no longer like this. It's like this. And I wanted to let you know about this story because Jake said I can't tell this story on the air, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
I mean, you could have, but it's probably best that.
All right.
We didn't do that over there.
All right. So here's how it goes, everybody. This is the story. So, but I have to get into. Okay. So I moved into a new house a couple of months ago, about a month and a half ago. And I haven't been taking care of the outside yard. I got to clean the yard. Do you want me to take you off screen, by the way, Jake? You're busy on your phone right now, so I didn't know if you wanted to be part of the conversation or.
No, I'm part of the conversation.
Okay, good. All right. So I'm out there and I'm pulling some weeds because things are starting to grow in. It's nice, you get a new house, stuff starts to grow. And so I'm out there and I'm pulling weeds. Backyard, front, all over the place. I'm grabbing the weeds. I'm shaking them out. I'm going between the shrubs. I'm doing all kinds of stuff.
Mr. Green Thumb.
I don't like doing it, but you have to do it. Yeah, something like that. I mean, well, I'm killing weeds, so that's not really green thumb. That's black thumb because I'm the thumb of death. So I'm pulling out the weeds. I get all that done. I'm finished. So it's time for me to go and wash up. So I go into the bathroom. And before I go to take a shower, I decided I need to use the facilities. For any of the youths that are listening, number 2. Okay. So, I don't know if I can. So I use the bathroom, Jake.
Exactly.
I sit down and I use the facilities, number 2, okay? Again, this is why it didn't go over the air.
I hope you don't stand up number 2.
No, nobody does and nobody could. It's an impossibility. Let's not go there. So I go and I do number 2. I do what I do. I get it all done, nice and clean, and I flush the toilet. Toilet's flushed. Oh, I can't believe I'm telling you this story. All in this.
Super personal.
I stand up. I turn around, and as most people do, you just kind of looked at the toilet to make sure everything is out and gone.
No, you see what damage you did.
All right, no, it wasn't. No, this is after the flush. I flush the toilet. Everything's cleaned out of the toilet. I stand up, I turn around, and I'm not kidding. There is a spider that is this big in the toilet. It is ginormous. Hold on a second. I flushed the toilet already. The spider's in the toilet. So that means...
He must have webbed off you and fell in the toilet.
So I say to my wife, you need to come in here fast. And so she runs in and what's up? And I said, what's this? And she said, I'm not joking. You can ask my wife. I could call her right now. It was a black widow. It was this big. It had the red mark on the belly. It was this big. A ginormous black widow spider was there in the toilet. It had to have come from me. It had to be on my body. It couldn't have been I flushed the toilet already. It could not have been anywhere else. It came off of me, fell into the toilet, and it was ginormous. And it was a black widow because, we took a picture, but just to double check, and we went through.
Wait, you have a picture of it?
My wife does.
You know what you should have done?
But it's red. It's got the red belly,
Yeah, it was deadly. You should have ate it to assert dominance.
No, that's not what you do. No, you don't pull anything out of a toilet and eat it. Nothing, not even a spider to show dominance. See, that's the problem with millennials. Like that to him was a legitimate suggestion.
That's the first thing I would have done. Got a camera.
No. No, that's awful. Now, I might ask this because I see a whole lot of folks that are watching us right now on YouTube. Anybody ever have this experience? Is it just me? Am I the only one?
I had something similar. It wasn't on the toilet, though. It was a spider experience. I got pulled over one time. It was the only time I've ever had lights behind me.
Ken says he got a nasty spider bite when he moved here in 2018, swelled up and had to go to urgent care. But I mean, if it's a black widow, everybody, like that's...
It'll put a hole in your arm.
Yeah, so I don't know if anybody else has ever had a situation like this, but I mean, it could have crawled. It could have... So what do you do? How do you even... I'm not, it came from the bushes, Jill. That's right. I'm not doing it anymore. That's it. So if you're a landscaper, if you're somebody who wants to make some extra bucks and come to my house and weed, I'm not doing it. I'm not going back out there anymore. Forget it. And I have a whole lot more respect for you people out there that do that. For you individuals that are out working hard, outdoors and mowing lawns and landscaping. Man, I never thought about that. I mean, that sucker had to jump on me somehow. I don't even know how. Well, I mean, I know how. I must have walked through a web or something. But what can you do?
Not pick weeds.
Teresa found she said she found a toad on her commode. That's not funny.
I woke up to a centipede on my bed this morning.
I don't think centipedes do anything.
No, but it was still scary, man. It had like 80 legs or something crazy.
Yeah, Gary said something here, and I can't pull it up because, Gary, if you subscribe, I can pull your comments up on YouTube. But Gary said it was probably under the rim. And when I finished, the water jetting through the holes washed him out. See, this is the thing.
I don't like that.
No.
Yeah.
I'm with Jake. I don't want. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that where I live, because it's new construction, that there's a possibility that you could get snakes that come through the plumbing or something like that. Like, that's the fear, right? Your fear is that a snake comes through the plumbing the same way you would fear that a spider would come through how does a black widow spider this big get into a toilet?
It's
clearly,
that big.
and clearly it just fell in because, you know, when a spider or an ant or something initially falls in the water, it does that whole thing with its legs. Like, it's like, oh, I know I'm not in the right place. And it's trying to find its way out. That's what it was doing. It was scooting. It wasn't like already wet or anything like that.
Yeah, I think Gary's right then.
What?
I think it was under the rim. So
Brad thinks he's right. No. Donna said, not a widow, but I stepped on a mama spider in the kitchen who in turn released a gazillion. Okay, that's enough for that one. Woo! I don't want to know that. Yes, and that's true. Dawn says we also have brown widows, which we do. Yeah, and where I live, man, there's all kinds of stuff out there. Brown widows, black widows. My son knows all about these. Tuslik says, I see black widows every day inside of air conditioners. How do you get rid of them? What do you do? Can you just insecticides? Is that possible? You could do that? Jeff says sometimes spiders hide under the rim of toilets. No.
I'm definitely checking now every time.
No, I know. So what do you do? What can you possibly do? Well,
pre-flush.
Janine, I've been living in Florida for 32 years or 34 years now.
I was born here.
1986, I moved here. I've been living here 34 years. I know that there's spiders in Florida, but it's the first time in 34 years that I've had a black widow spider that was as big as my thumb, that close to my body, in places that nobody gets to. Yeah. Ken said you check the toilet before sitting down. Well, who doesn't? Don't you always check the toilet when you open the rim? There's nothing else you can do but check the toilet. I'm not going to start looking under the rim.
I am.
No.
Mm-mm.
A lady, in Portland, had a rat run up the back of her toilet. All right. Jill said, what? I had a friend that was bit by a brown recluse. Oof, yeah.
What's more deadly, a recluse or the widow?
Good question. You know, on YouTube, what's worse, a black?
It's always those two. That
No,
I
I
hear
think
about.
the black widow is the one that
I think it is.
Because I think the brown recluse is the one that it's like rough. It's not. It's makes you feel really lousy. But the black widow is the one that could. I don't want to say it could kill you, but can it?
I think it can.
I don't know.
Why don't you?
Edward stepped on a scorpion. You know, they do have scorpions around here, too. Have you seen any scorpions around here?
Yeah, you could take the UV lights on the beach, hit them on the sand. They glow under UV lights.
Is that right? I think on certain Thursdays you glow under UV lights as well. That's a whole other story.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Dawn's doing a commercial.
Yeah, I saw that little plug.
Okay, very nice. And Matt found a wood spider in the bathroom, sprayed it with Raid, and ran into a vent. Oh, gosh. Then the next day it was sitting on the toilet and fell out and landed in his boxers. Yep. No, thank you. So, anyway.
Then we have recluse and then widow, so.
That's it. That's my spider story. All right, everybody. I appreciate you joining me, but I don't know what to do anymore. I can, again. Oh, I forgot to go on the air today. I have a friend who's looking for a golden doodle. It's driving me absolutely crazy for a golden doodle.
What?
Wants a golden doodle, and if there's anybody who knows of somebody who has a golden doodle right now, not that breeds them, but has a puppy, a golden doodle puppy as we speak, would you contact me? Would you shoot me an email, drew@925foxnews.com? Because they're making everybody crazy for this golden doodle. And if I can get the golden doodle for them, it would make everybody's life a lot easier and better. John says it's the brown recluse that makes your skin rot away?
Yeah, I had a friend in high school who got bit by one. He had a hole in his arm about the size of a golf ball.
Really?
Yeah, serious. And then it got staph, and they almost had to cut his arm off.
All right. Jill says a brown recluse's venom can destroy blood vessels, tissue, and nerves. The venom destroys. Oof. All right. Man. All right. Jim says Gary's right. The spider's going to get under the rim when you flush to get knocked out and wind up in the water. So then the lesson is you flush before you go. Is that it?
I might just go outside.
Yeah. That's what I would do. I might do it old world style where you just
dig a hole.
That's it.
It's good fertilizer.
Wasn't there, when I was a kid, I used to go camping, but we camped in a camper. We never camped in a tent.
Not me, buddy.
Isn't there some kind of device that when you're camping, you dig a hole and you dig a hole and then you put like a toilet seat over it, but it's just a seat that's on a stand. It's like a tabletop.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's like a tabletop toilet and you just sit and there you go. I might do that because at least I can look before I sit. I can look underneath the seat, see what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know about that though.
Yeah,
seems like a lot of work to go to the bathroom. You could just go.
Ken said he had a scorpion under his bed in Miami. All right, look, we need to go. Tomorrow I'll make the plea for a golden doodle. Maybe you can help me out with that. Would be nice. Also, we'll find out whether or not we have any more spider stories. And tell your friends, please subscribe to the channel. While you're here, just push the button. Just subscribe. We appreciate it. And that's it. Anything else you want to say? Oh, and maybe you can make some suggestions. Jake is going to get a mullet.
Yeah, I need someone to cut it, though.
I've heard that the mullet is making a big comeback. I've yet to see one, but Jake's going to get a mullet. Show everybody the back of your hair, how you could do it.
Back of my hair?
Like you could pull it
I
off.
could probably pull it off.
Let me see. Look, turn around.
All right.
Yes, you've got a good mullet.
Length in the front, man.
You got it. Well, no, we'll get rid of. Oh, yeah, we got the length in the front, so we'll
Have
get.
you ever seen Theo Vaughn? Do you know who that is? He's a comedian.
Nope.
Theo Vaughn.
Nope.
That's what I'm going for.
All right.
Google him. Check him out. He's got the skin fade. It's like a skin fade on the side, right?
Yeah.
So you go from skin to like 1, 2, 3.
I want to make sure that if you get a mullet, that your hair is really super spiky.
Oh yeah, that's the whole point. Okay. I'm trying to look crazy.
All right, good. So we're going to work on that. So if anybody is a hairdresser or you know a hairdresser, email us. Well, don't email me. Email Jake.
Jake at 925foxnews.com.
Email Jake at 925foxnews.com.
I'll pay you good too. I got you.
Oh, he tips really well.
I really do.
It's crazy. Like for somebody who has no money, I don't know how he tips so much. So, if you've got the ability to do a mullet, that would be great. And if you know anybody who's got a golden doodle, you can help me out too. All right, that's it. That's it for the YouTube stream. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for being here. And I don't know, maybe we'll do this more often at the after show. It's kind of fun.
After show? I get to talk.
You get to talk anyway.
No, I let you do your thing.
But now you get to talk about things that you want to talk about, like mullets and spiders.
Which is a weird combination, if you ask me, but...
Nobody's asking. All right, we got to go.